What is up, hooligans? And happy freedom. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Hooligans, where we try to make the news suck a little less. Now, I appreciate all of you guys being here. If you're over on Rumble, please hit that like button. More likes equals more hooligans. Gonna read through the schedule really quick, and then we'll check on all the chats. So let me know how you guys are doing today. Then, of course, we will be getting things started. I'm going to say right now, I forgot to make the new t-shirts, and I just remembered right now. I also haven't had time to cut my hair or set up the new audio stuff. I will get to that. Hopefully tomorrow we will have all new things. I'll have more time today, maybe. We'll see. Either way, before we get any further, I want to remind you guys, if you would like to join the website, right now is the time to do it. Go get yourself a membership for jeffmaclive.com. That way you can watch today's live. You can post in Hooligans Alley. You can hang out with all the hooligans in the group chats. Plus, you'll be able to join us Fridays, 6 p.m. Eastern time for the voice chat over on the website. It's a lot of fun, so definitely go get you a membership for jeffmaclive.com. We're going to be starting off with a video titled, Best Debate Ever, Donald Trump. The debate was stacked. These first couple videos are all reactions to the debate last night that we covered. Hopefully you were sitting here with us, hanging out, laughing, and talking shit about how that all went last night. After this first video, the second one is titled RFK Jr. You had clearly biased moderators. RFK Jr. obviously giving his opinion on how the debate went. Then we got an opinion from Carrie Lake. It's titled Kamala is a great liar. Then after that, we have a video titled Trump-Harris Shake Hands at 911 Service. We're going to just call it that because YouTube has a problem when you say it the other way. It's stupid. They want you to remember, but they don't want you to say it. Anyways, Harris and President Trump all in the same spot. It's really weird. It's really weird. I mean, it's one thing to see them together for a debate, but to be hanging out together at the 911 area, that's pretty interesting. Then we have a video titled, Ohio officials confirm talk of Haitians eating pets is all lies, they say. It's kind of weird, though. It sounds like they're covering it up. What I think it is, I think there's too much outrage in the fact that they didn't even do anything to try and stop this stuff from happening. So now they're just saying it's all lies. Now, there's tons of videos and images and audio police reports and 911 calls and all kinds of stuff. Videos of them crashing their cars and just a long list of evidence that these people are fucking lying in this video. But anyways, we'll get to it. Then after that, we have JD Vance talks about border crosser pet eating claims made during the presidential debate. JD Vance is saying he's not believing the malarkey. He's getting phone calls that they're out there eating cats and stuff. Then we have an interesting conspiracy theory that's going around right now. It's this first video is titled Nova's H1 audio earrings. There's a lot of people accusing Harris of having special earrings on that transmit audio. It's one of those gimmicky things like you've seen sunglasses that you put on. They got like speakers and microphones in them. Well, apparently they have earrings that are just like that you put in your ears like traditional earrings, but then it plays audio in your head, I guess. I don't know a whole lot about it, but we have the product video, and then we have images of the product being worn, and then we have images of Hyena Harris. Now, some people are saying that Hyena Harris isn't wearing these Nova H1 audio earrings, but she's actually wearing Tiffany pearl earrings, and there's a lot of people defending her right now, which I think is really interesting because they're always talking about Hyena Harris's jewelry. She was talking about how hard the economy's been hitting Americans, but while she was giving that speech and it was highlighted all over the internet, she was wearing a necklace that was worth $62,000. So I wonder how much these Tiffany earrings are if they are not, audio transmitting jewelry. But either way, that's a whole thing that's circulating right now, so I figured we'd crack into that. Then we have I don't know if this is a feel-good video or what this is. It's kind of a funny video. It's titled Bambi Al-Qaeda Trying to Win You Over. Then we have our official funny video of the day that is titled Cats for Trump. That's all coming up next. But first, we're going to read through the chat and see what you hooligans are up to today. What day is it? Is it Wednesday today? Or is it Thursday? Is it Friday? It's Wednesday. All right. Made it to the middle of the week. What is up, everyone, over on jeffmaclive.com. What's up, Damsel? What's up, Zero? What's up, Annette? What's up, Sam? What's up, Get Some J? What's up, Russell? What's up, Breeze by You? What's up, Mr. Beansy Beans? What's up, Tom Tom? What's up, Matt? What's up, Snooks? What's up, RK? Happy freedom, you hooligans. Appreciate all of you guys being over on the website. And what is up, everyone over on Rumble? Breeze by you. You were first today. And I appreciate you racing the chat and being omnipresent. You're awesome, Breeze by you. What's up, Sawdog? Happy freedom to you. Russell, you're omnipresent. I appreciate you as well. What's up, Astral Hammer? Let me see. What's up, Puff and Stuff? Happy freedom. What's up, Black White Bull? Make sure I get everybody here. What's up, Astral Hammer? What's up, Mr. B New? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Zupia? What's up, Seppa? What's up, Screaming Eagle? Happy freedom. What's up, Matthew? What's up, Trump Girl? Appreciate you being here. What's up, JT Tyler? J Tyler, appreciate you being here. What's up, Amarain? Happy freedom. There's video of them holding broken necked birds and eating cats. They're lying. Yeah, Amarain. I think so too. I think they're covering it up. What's up, Spicy K? Happy freedom to you. Doo. What's up, Little Irish? Happy freedom. What's up, JT3? Appreciate you being here. What's up, Jump Offa? Don't forget, hit that like button over on Rumble. And what is up, everyone over on Kick? Happy freedom, Snooks. Appreciate you, Snooks. And what is up, everyone over on Twitch? What's up, Two Ruby Shoes? What's up, Tony Rich? What's up, Portland? Happy freedom. Doo. What's up, Susan? Appreciate you being here. And we didn't get a strike. I wasn't sure because I wasn't intending on showing the debate on Twitch, and that accidentally happened, and I couldn't stop it from happening. But I didn't get punishment, so we'll just go ahead and accept that. What's up, everyone over on the communism platform? What's up, Matt? What's up, Toy Mafia? Happy freedom, you hooligans. All right, let's go ahead and get things started. This first video is going to be a long one. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's going to be a long one, but you know how President Trump is. He doesn't have short videos. They're trying to actually make shorts for President Trump on YouTube. They're okay. They're okay. They're not as good as a Trump rally, I will say that. But I think Vivek ram that salami. I think he's trying to reach young people by having President Trump release shorts. But regardless of that, like I said, this first video is a long one. It's 9 minutes long, but it's titled Best Debate Ever, President Trump. This debate was stacked. It's him giving his own opinion on what happened with the debate. It's coming up, but first, I got to give you guys this last reminder here. We have these Trump Fight t-shirts. Comes in shirts for men, shirts for women, tank tops for men, tank tops for women, pullover hoodies, zipper hoodies, coffee mugs, stickers, and I even made dog tags. Today I got on the Hooligan badge t-shirt. We got lots of items and lots of designs over on the merch store. I will drop the link in the chat while we're watching this first video.
I feel good. All right, joining us now, he's on the set in the spin room himself. Did you have fun?
I had a good time. I think it was our best debate ever. I thought it was really good. We had 3 against 1, but I anticipated.
Let's talk about that. 3 against 1, and all of her radical positions they leave on the table.
Yeah. No, we had a lot of negative kind of stuff. Look, I saw on your show last night, they had 100% positive coverage on ABC. And I had 94% negative coverage.
93% negative.
I exaggerated.
You got an extra percent non-negative. As you were with her tonight, to think that we come out of this debate and we have no answer to her co-sponsoring the Green New Deal, $93 trillion,
yeah.
I say the end of capitalism. To come out of this, government-run health care and no answer to eliminating private health insurance.
Well, we brought them all up. Every one of the things that we brought it all up. And I also ended with, why hasn't she done it before? Why didn't she fix, she's there complaining. Why didn't she fix all these things that she's complaining?
Were you really willing to leave the stage and go home if she was going to go fix it in Washington?
No, you know what? I would have left. I would have said, go home and fix it. I'll leave with you, okay? But she's not going to fix it. So she's complaining about all the stuff that's wrong with the country, and they've been there for 3.5 years. And I wanted to save that for my last little summation. And I actually mentioned in there, too. I just thought it was a great debate. I think we showed the weakness. But the sad part is they're destroying our country. When you get right down to it. Good debate. I enjoyed it. But it's a very sad thing because our country is in decline. We are really being laughed at all over the world. And that's tough to take.
Do you think it's strange that somebody could support something as radical as sex change operations paid for by taxpayers for convicts and illegal immigrants, and for illegal immigrants, free housing, health care, education, and not get asked a question about it?
But I brought it up.
You did bring it up.
Of course, they weren't so happy when I brought it up, but I brought it up. I brought up the fact that they're doing sex change operations on illegal immigrants And those are expensive operations, and they shouldn't be done for a lot of reasons.
There were a lot of things said that weren't true about you tonight, that you would support a national abortion ban.
Yeah.
You've never said that.
I never said
that you support Project 25.
Correct.
You never read it? I don't even know what it is either.
I don't want to read it.
Okay, number two, that she said in 2000, I took back my position on banning fracking.
Yep.
No, CNN fact-checked that
Yep.
and said no. The mandatory gun buyback at the end of the debate, she lied about that too.
That's right. That's
And
right.
you
She
did
wants
call
to
her out for a lot of
confiscate. I called her out on everything that you said. I think I got everything out. Now, with all of that being said,
Really quick here. Everyone is realizing that I'm being censored on YouTube right now. The live is running, but the chat's not. And I went to try and edit stuff about the video to see if it would refresh YouTube. I can't even save changes on my live on YouTube. I'm being monitored right now on YouTube. There's eyes on us on YouTube. We're being censored right now. Right now. You could probably shit on them in the comments, but I'm interested to see what happens next.
I was amazed because I really thought they'd be fair. I have to say, CNN a few weeks ago was sort of fair against Biden. Yeah. But this one was stacked. I figured it would be after watching 100% positive coverage of her. And she's done a terrible job as vice president. And look, she's the worst vice president we've ever had. She was the border czar, the worst border ever in the history of the world, not just in our country. And he's the worst president we've ever had.
So
they're destroying our country.
I'm very aware. And if we look at her tax plan, which is, okay, price gauging or gouging, and the largest tax increase not only in American history but world history, her campaign is saying tonight, Washington Post is reporting, that she wants a second debate. What's your answer?
She lost. She wants it because she lost.
Do you have an answer?
Well, I don't know. I have to think about it, but if you won the debate, I sort of think maybe I shouldn't do it. Why should I do another debate? She immediately said, we want another debate. That's, you know what happens when you're a prize fighter and you lose? You immediately want a new fight.
You want a rematch.
You want a rematch. The guy that won is sort of happy and thinking about it.
Would you be inclined to say yes, or you
Maybe.
don't?
I said something and now they let go of the chat on YouTube.
I think let Hannity moderate it.
Yeah, no, I think
like I did Newsom and Ron DeSantis.
I think it would be fair. You would be fair, actually.
I would be
you
fair.
want to know the truth.
I'd let you both talk. I'd let you go at each other.
I thought they would be fair. They weren't, but I felt very comfortable.
Yeah.
We have the best policy. She has no policy.
You know, one thing that interested me, because I've known you for a long time, and one of the things that I was watching in you tonight is that you were all business. You know, a lot of times when you're at your rallies or we do a town hall.
Sean, they're destroying our country.
Is that what it was? Is it the seriousness of the moment?
There's nothing to smile about. You know, I'm a good smiler, but there's nothing to smile about. They're destroying. We have 21 million people that have been released into our country, and many of them are criminals and terrorists and people
Laken
from
Riley,
mental institutions.
Rachel Morin, Jocelyn Nungary.
All dead.
I list all these names
I know.
on the show of people murdered, people raped, people victims of violent crime, names a lot of people never heard of. You've called Laken Riley's family.
I did. I was with them.
Who else you've met other families? You met the families of
I met them all.
Afghanistan.
Nungary. I met.
You met Nungary's family.
Yeah, I met 5 or 6 of them. Not even talking about the 13 soldiers that were killed in Afghanistan, the families of the 13 soldiers, which Biden won't even talk to, and he's the one that caused their death. Just as if he had a pistol in his hand, he and her caused their death. Just as if literally they had a gun in their hand.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. When you're in a situation like that, what is going through your mind? What goes on behind the scenes? How do you prepare for your debates?
Well, I think you sort of, I always say I've been preparing all my life for these debates. You know, you can't go in like she did. She goes into a room and she memorized lines, more or less. I thought I got one cute one. I'm talking when I said, I'm talking, when she started interrupting me.
Well, she said that to Mike Pence.
I wanted to
I'm
get
speaking.
even for that. You know, That was not very nice what she did. But no, I thought it was, we're getting great reviews.
It's interesting that one line that really stuck out, that did make me laugh out loud, is when you said you're going to send her a MAGA hat. There are a lot of positions now, all of a sudden, she's come over to your side. She's been against the border wall. She's been against...
There's only one problem.
Yeah.
If she ever won, immediately from the day after that election, everything would go back to confiscate your guns and forget about oil and everything else. You know, they were cutting back on oil way back. They got rid of Anwar, the biggest oil site perhaps in the world, in Alaska. They did things that are so bad and so destructive. But energy prices started doubling up, and she immediately went back to the Trump plan. But I would have been now 4 times higher than they are right now, because that was 3.5 years ago.
Right.
When she cut it, she cut everything out. She went to wind and went to all this other stuff that doesn't work from an economic standpoint and even a visual standpoint. I don't get the wind. You take these gorgeous plains and deserts and all this stuff, they put these windmills up, they go up like a 30-story building in some cases. They destroy everything, they cut out all, and the environmentalists say, aren't they wonderful? But it's the most expensive form of energy, and it's never going to do for our country.
So if we look at the issues on the economy, on immigration, on law and order, on energy, and America's role in the world, is there anything you could point to that you would say they have been successful on?
No, they have been unsuccessful at everything. And even the economy, I said, as part of the economy, you've let 21 million people, more than that, I think, with all the gotaways. That's killing our economy.
Terrorists, and we do have the murders and the rapes and the violent crimes.
Oh, and you haven't seen anything yet. Wait till you see it in the months to come.
You know what scares me, and I've said this on the air, is by having open borders, unvetted illegal immigrants, that I don't think it's a matter of if, I think it's a matter of when that this country is going to be attacked.
If you look at Springfield, Ohio, look at what's happening there. You look at Aurora in Colorado, these beautiful little towns and little cities, small cities, they're being taken over by illegal migrants. I mean, the people that poured in, and they have weapons like our military doesn't have.
Oh.
You know, they have AK-47s, they have weapons like our military doesn't have. And, you know, some sheriff in one of these towns where he's got 2 deputies and they're not into this. There's no way they can protect the people from this. But look at what's going on in Springfield today. Nobody's ever seen anything like it.
We really appreciate it. I know your people are calling for you to roll. What made you come to the spin room?
I just felt I wanted to. I was very happy with the result. It's a very unfair situation. They've weaponized our government politically, so, I mean, that's unfair. And I just felt we had a great night, and I'd come over here. I actually gave a little bit of a news conference. We were swarmed.
Oh, by the way, I could hear it. You
we
were interrupting my show, by the way, just for the record.
I had to come over and do yours. I would hate like heck to leave here, and I didn't do
No, I would be mad. I would take that as a personal offense.
I would have been in big trouble.
All right, so no answer on their offer for a second debate.
Again, the reason you do a second debate is if you lose, and they lost. And we looked at one poll, it was 92-7.
Yeah.
We looked at another one, 86-3.
Wow.
I mean, we have all of these results coming in, but I'll think about it. You know, it's very quick.
Mr. President, thank you for taking time. We really appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click.
Well, that was President Trump expressing how he felt about the debate right afterwards. He actually did it twice. After he left the stage for the debate, he basically went backstage. There was a ton of reporters and other people. I mean, you could see them all in the background in that video. And he was walking around answering questions from reporters, but it was almost like watching the debate all over again. He was saying a lot of the same stuff we hear during the rallies and things like that. But then I came across that Sean Hannity interview, which was just after that little event that I was mentioning, that where he had come backstage. And so I thought that was a little bit better than him answering random questions. You couldn't really hear him or whatnot. But if you take into account everything he did an hour. It's almost 2 hours for the debate. Then he answered questions for almost 15 minutes backstage, just from random reporters. And then he did probably 15-20 minutes there. That video is only cut down to about 10 minutes. But he probably did about 15 minutes there. So he was there, almost 3 hours just talking, telling people what's really going on. Hyena Harris doesn't have any plans. She has plans that have plans that have plans, but there's no details in those plans. They're just title. It says the plan. That's all she's got. That's all she's got. Because even yesterday during the debate, that's what she said. Well, we have a plan. We have a plan. We got plans. Well, what are they? Well, I don't know. Yeah, she don't know anything. She doesn't have anything. That's why she spent most of the debate saying, well, President Trump, he's going to give you a lot of lies. President Trump, he's going to do a bunch of this. And that's it. She tried to say, well, his next sentence will be this. He will mention things like, we don't need you to pregame us, bitch. You're supposed to be one-on-one with him. She thought she was the narrator of the debate. She wasn't really sure what her position was. Anyways, guess MJ. You're the man. You're the man. Look at that haircut. I'd be styling. That's how you get people alive right there. I should get a wig or something. Anyways, we're going to read through the chat really quick. But next up, we have RFK Jr. And it's titled, "You had clearly biased moderators," given his opinions on how the debate went. But like I said, we're going to read through the chat first. Snooks. Well, what just happened? I seen you, and then I refreshed the page. You're shadow banned on YouTube? I will look, Snooks. Matt, plans to make plans. Yeah. Well, like I said, I think that they're trying to create her policies in real time. She doesn't have any policies. First day of school shootings. We've had like school shootings or shootings at schools, one or the other, pretty much ever since school started. They don't have any details on that. There's no follow-up for any of these shootings. I mean, the big one, the father is getting more publicity than the kid, but the kid's being charged as an adult. So there's no reason to even charge the father, because charging the child as an adult means that you think that they were responsible for their actions solely. Now, they're blaming the father, and it's not really clear why. Outside of that, there's no details. Like the shooter in the freeway or whatever, he got out of his car and shot like 12 different vehicles. 3 or 4 day manhunt. You're not hearing anything about it. They never went to the house. They don't talk about family members. They don't talk about neighbors or friends. Confiscation of anything. They're just looking for a random guy. There's so much stuff that doesn't make sense, and I feel like they're doing things, they're staging things to create policy for her, so she can go out there and say, yeah, look at all these problems that are big problems today. This is what we're going to fix. That way they can get away from the problems that we've had for 4 years, because they're the ones that causing it. You know, the Biden-Harris administration, they've caused all these problems. And so she don't want to talk about it because she's the cause of it. So if they create new problems, or at least put attention on different problems, then they can focus on that and try and generate policy. But we'll see. That's just my speculation. Guess I tried to check the latest poll, but my belly button got in the way. Yeah, see, I was doing the same thing earlier. I couldn't figure it out. Sam, you crack me up. I love that gif of President Trump. I can hear the audio in my head. RK, they didn't fact check him. They denied his facts. Yeah, RK. And they didn't want him to speak. She would say something, and then they'd be like, okay, well, anyways. And he's like, no, I got something to say to what she said. And they were, if he wouldn't have yelled across the room, I think we wouldn't have heard from President Trump probably half as much as we did. Most of the time when he was speaking, he was shouting across the room, and they would just turn his mic on. And without that, like say he was a little bit more reserved and he wasn't as comical as he is. If he was more reserved and a little bit more shy and he decided against shouting across the room, they would have hoed him last night. He was getting tag teamed by everybody in the room. And I still think he did really well. But either way. Russell Trump's a very good guy. I think so too. Mr. Beansy Beans, it was very disgraceful of Lindsay and David to fact check Trump all the time. However, what about Hyena Harris? How many times did she lie? And they both just allowed her to do it. Yeah, Mr. Beansy Beans. Yeah, they didn't do anything against her. And near the end, she stopped making sense. It was like an action figure with catchphrases. You press the button or you pull the string and it just says the same 3 things over and over again. She started to kind of sound like that. They'd ask her a question, or President Trump would say something, and she would try and have a rebuttal, and she would say stuff that just didn't make sense. It sounded good, but it didn't really make sense to what the questions were. And I think she was just reciting lines, and I said this yesterday during the debate, I think she's just reciting her old commercials that they have over on Twitter. They write all these lines for her. She goes and stages all these videos, and they're so terribly cringy. And I think she was just reciting that, unburdened by what has been kind of stuff going on near the end of the debate. I think she was running out of juice. I think she was running out of things to say. So she just started saying catchphrases and stuff. She can't hold water to President Trump. Not at all. She's nothing compared to him. And you can almost tell when they shake hands at the beginning. She's used to being on her knees in front of important, powerful, wealthy people. And when she shook his hand, she realized what the dynamic was. That he should be standing there and she should get her knee pads ready. The problem is he's not in the position to promote anybody. And you could tell. If you think about that and then you watch them shake hands, you can tell the dynamic in like personal character. Who she is versus who he is. He's the boss. She's just the woman that blows the bosses. And so you can see that when they shake hands. And then today, during the 911 event, they shook hands again. And it seems like they have an understanding of each other, because I guess they haven't really met until the debate last night. And now I think they see, he's like, yeah, you are the scraggly little homely girl we've heard about. And she's like, yeah, you are the powerful guy that I should be getting on my knees for. And then we're all sitting here like, yeah, glad you guys all figured that out. Anyways, moving forward. What's up, hair juicer? Happy freedom. Zero, I like that I'm talking moment. Yeah, I clipped that yesterday because I couldn't get it out of my head. It was killing me. Snooks, I'm YouTube shadow banned across YouTube. I've never heard of that, Snooks. I don't know what's going on with your YouTube, Snooks. Being shadow banned means that you're there, but YouTube's not sharing you out. Like if you were in the chat and you were being shadow banned, that wouldn't affect the chat. But if you made a video and it only got 3 views and no one else saw it and you got 1 million followers, that's what being shadow banned is. So if your chat's not working, I'm not sure what that is. Sam, they played the fuck out of the race card last night too. Basically called him a racist while they were being racist. Yeah, that's how they get down, Sam. Well, and then they just, they project the whole time. That's what Democrats do. They're like hands with, matches and gasoline, and they're like, he wants to burn down America. Like that's what they do. It's annoying to see when you recognize the patterns, but to the normies, they believe this stuff. There's a lot of normies that think Hyena Harris won last night, and she didn't say anything about policy. She didn't promise anything. All she said is that Trump's a really mean, bad guy. That's all she said over and over again. President Trump's like, we want to close the border, and we want to stop the shapeshifters. We want to stop the Haitians and Ohio's from chewing on cats, and we want to... And they were just, nuh-uh, he's a bad man. Don't believe him. He's a bad man. That's all they were saying. And I can't believe America listens to that. They hear that shit, and they're like, I'm voting for her. Why? You like this? You like what's going on here? Wait till it's your cat. Wait till it's your cat next. I'm just saying. Cassandra, I thought it was weird how Hyena Harris and President Trump didn't meet in the middle to shake hands. Harris walked over to his side. Yeah, and I'm trying to think how it went, because President Trump has this thing about shaking hands. He'll shake your hand, but then he pulls you into him, and he'll do this. He'll reach out and grab your hand, but he does this, and he brings you to him. And I can't remember if that happened last night, but you'll see it in this 911 video that we're going to play in a little bit. It's not very long, but they shake hands. They're both in the same event from earlier today. And you'll see him shake hands, but you'll see him pull, and she pulls back. And then he like taps her on the hand as some sort of gesture. Now that I've mentioned it, try and keep that in mind when we watch that video, because it is like a little unspoken thing that's going on. RK, if she became president, her meeting with world leaders could only be watched on the hub. You're not wrong, RK. Yep, Hyena Harris went to visit Putin, says the title of the video. That's what it says. In Texas, you won't be able to watch it. You won't be able to watch Hyena Harris do diplomacy or whatever. They're banned from the hub. What's up, Wayward? Happy freedom. Astro Hammer, Trump did not bring Camilla closer to him. He don't like her and doesn't need to bother with dominance. Yeah, Astro Hammer, I wasn't sure about last night. I can't remember. I've seen the video a few times, but earlier today he did try and do it. I think he just does it out of habit at this point. Kevin, they touched my cat and I'm going full John Wick. Yeah, that's the best part about John Wick, is they stage a scenario that most Americans, at least, if not, foreigners too, but most Americans can see what happens to his dog, and everyone gets that feeling like, yo, if that was my dog, I'd do this. And then John Wick cashes in like hardcore. He goes in after all those people, and you spend the whole rest of the movie cheering for him. You're like, yeah, get those fuckers, get that justice. That's the best part about John Wick. It's kind of like Taken without all the rape. Pumpkin, Trump's got cooties from her. I bet. No. He should have wore a bodysuit. He should have wore a mask. He's like, no, I ain't scared of the plague. I'm scared of your breath. That's what it is. It smells like 10 different meats. What's up, Green Falcon? Happy freedom. Trump Girl Screw Tube definitely isn't sharing you. Yeah, I'm not really worried about that. I'm still testing things on YouTube. I mean, they can't really hurt me more than they already have. I'm already demonetized. What's up, Roy? Happy freedom. I mean, they could ban me. I don't think they have a reason to yet, but they'll figure it out. No, man, it's the upper hand dynamic. Yeah. Base lady, she's a mess. Her facial expressions showed that she did not know what she was talking about. Yeah, base lady, I felt that way too. President Trump was speaking, and she's kind of like, you can see the gears turning and stuff. But I think she was trying to think of what to say next, because she couldn't rebuttal to anything President Trump was saying. President Trump has policies. They would bring up a problem. He would talk about how he was going to fix it. Harris would say, he's a really bad orange man. And then they'd do the next question. And that's how it would go. So she didn't have any rebuttal. I think she was kind of having like, oh shit moments. Like, oh no, he's talking about something I don't know how to fix because I caused it. Let's talk about something else. Or let's call him a mean orange man. You know? Impulsive. Do dogs taste better than cats? Are these the same illegals getting shapeshifter surgeries in prison? I can't keep up with the conspiracy theories. You just gotta go look, Impulsive. That's all you gotta do is go look. You'll see. Just belt out the next time you go to Walmart, who here is stunning and brave? You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. What's up to Marquise? Happy freedom. Impulsive. Not very gentleman-like to pull a lady. I don't know, not my personal morals to push around women like during a handshake or whatever. I think you're too sensitive, Impulsive. I said handshake. I didn't say he was whooping her ass and sending her to the women's shelter. I didn't say do the dishes or else. Like, it wasn't like that. You're soft. You're soft. Guess who? Her hand was all over Willie Brown's. I can't say that out loud. Holy. I would not want to touch her hands. You can't wash that stuff away. Yeah, I wouldn't want to touch her hands either. I wouldn't want to touch her at all. I'd just stay the hell away from her. I mean, at this point, what they used to say, herpes jumps a block. They used to say that back when I was in high school. Herpes jumps a block. So you can't even be within waving distance of Hyena Harris. You might catch something. The Marquise, you're omnipresent. Appreciate you. Devon, Trump on killing the border bill. You mean deciding to not send money to the Ukraine? Is that what you're talking about? See, that's the part the CNN doesn't tell you soft people out there. They go, yeah, President Trump, who's not currently in office, killed the bill. Again, not currently in office. And that's all they say. That the border is wide open because of President Trump. Well, you don't need to pass a bill to close the border. You just tell the border agents there, don't let those little fuckers come through. That's all you got to do. You ain't got to pass a bill. The reason they want to pass a bill is because it's a hostage situation. They don't want to close the border unless they can send money to the Ukraine. That's it. They had a big package to send money to the Ukraine. Trump said that's a bad idea if you guys vote on it. People who are still in office made their own decisions and decided not to send a bunch of money to the Ukraine because you don't need to pass a bill to close the border. You just need to make a phone call and tell the border agents, do your fucking job. But because the White House told them to stand down and to process illegals instead of kicking them out, that's what you're talking about. But CNN doesn't tell you that. Or your Uncle Larry or whoever you get news from. Anyways, let's get on to this next one. It's RFK Jr. You had clearly biased moderators. Yeah, just a little 3-on-1 action. It wasn't like the fun kind, that you do on Saturdays and stuff. All right, hooligans. I know this is going to make your throat raw. Let's go ahead and get this. It's titled, once again, RFK Jr., you had clearly biased moderators. And don't forget, hit that like button over on Rumble.
I think, to me, the biggest takeaway was the inability of Vice President Harris to answer that really important question at the beginning. Are Americans better off than they were 4 years ago? It was a very, very evasive, clearly scripted answer. But the answer to that, I think, if you polled the American people, is I would say 95% would say no. They're much worse off than they were 4 years ago. President Trump had one of the lowest inflation rates in recent American history. Today we're experiencing the highest. We have a first generation of American kids who can't get into homes. We have the unaffordability at the gas station, at the grocery store. People who are downgrading ingredients to make it through the checkout counter. Elderly people who are cutting up their prescriptions to pay for food or fuel. This is happening all over our country. It's the first time in American history that you have a generation of kids who's going to be worse off than their parents. And Vice President Harris has had 4 years to deal with these issues, and they've just gotten worse. And unfortunately, we had moderators who were clearly biased, who were constantly fact-checking Donald Trump. But none of these kind of whoppers that the vice president was saying, and none of her failure to really explain that, answer that first question, that very, very critical first question. They simply sat there on the sidelines and allowed that to pass.
I want to get your reaction to one of the things that the president talked about in regards to Kamala's flip-flops, where Trump says Kamala is now using the same policies but will flip-flop and become a Marxist. Take a listen.
Everything that she believed 3 years ago and 4 years ago is out the window. She's going to my philosophy now. In fact, I was going to send her a MAGA hat. She's gone to my philosophy. But if she ever got elected, she'd change it. And it will be the end of our country. She's a Marxist. Everybody knows she's a Marxist. Her father's a Marxist professor in economics, and he taught her well. But when you look at what she's done to our country, and when you look at these millions and millions of people that are pouring into our country monthly, where it's, I believe, 21 million people, not the 15 that people say, and I think it's a lot higher than the 21. That's bigger than New York State pouring in. And just look at what they're doing to our country. They're criminals. Many of these people coming in are criminals. And that's bad for our economy, too. You know, you mentioned before, we'll talk about immigration later. Well, bad immigration is the worst thing that can happen to our economy.
Let me get your reaction. We've got about 15 seconds here. Do you think Kamala is a Marxist, as President Trump has said?
I try not to characterize people with labels, but I would say that his central issue here is that she was appointed border czar. That was her number one big responsibility for the administration. And President Trump spent a lot of time talking about it tonight, but I think it's important because it shows that when she's given a responsibility, even when she makes a promise to the American people, that we ended up with the worst border policy in American history.
Right.
And, I think it's an important issue.
Mr. Kennedy, thank you very much for joining us. And by the way, thank you for your speech when you endorsed President Trump. The part about Make America Healthy Again and the warning about chemicals in food. No kidding. You changed my life. I went to the Cali Means podcast, devoured it. And I think you made a big difference and are poised to make a huge difference with your message. Seriously, on the food stuff. Congratulations.
RFK Jr. He's actually been a really good addition to the whole MAGA thing, because now he's out there doing MAHA or whatever, MAHA, Make America Healthy Again. And on top of that, he's been promoting President Trump a lot. Like here in Michigan, they're refusing to remove RFK Jr.'s name from the ballot. They have all these excuses of why they don't want to do it. And RFK Jr., when he came out and backed President Trump, he had mentioned that in the battleground states he was going to take his name off the ballots, and Michigan didn't like that. And so here in Michigan, his name still could be on the ballot. And when that news broke, he made some videos, or at least on Twitter, telling Americans, like, hey, if you're going to, if you intended on voting for me and you're in Michigan, vote for Trump. Don't vote for me. It'll end up a vote for Hyena Harris. Vote for President Trump. And so it's really good to see the actual promotion, because it didn't look real stable when the endorsement first happened. It was a real quiet endorsement. But the promotion and stuff that's happened since the endorsement has been really good. It's been really good. And there's a lot of people who were kind of divided between Hyena Harris and President Trump because they didn't want to vote for people that they've already voted for. They want new options. So they were going to vote for Bobby. But now with everything going on, Bobby's like, if you're going to vote for me, that means you're voting for President Trump this year. Like, that's how it goes. And there's a lot of people that seem that they're okay with it. They're like, I was going to vote for RFK Jr., but that means I have to vote for Trump, and that's what we're going to have to do. Because at this point, they're not Democrats. We talked about this a lot yesterday. They're not Democrats. These are commies. And it's not even really about being right-wing or being conservative or being a Republican or any of that stuff, these goofy fucking labels. It's not even about that at this point. It's like, do you want America to be normal again? Or do you want to be in line to get your wiener knocked off next while a Haitian eats your cat? Like, make your decisions here. That's what it is. But that's why they're trying to spin it to be a publicity stunt, a popularity contest. That's what I'm trying to say. That's why they're always talking about character. They're saying, like, President Trump's an old man and we need someone younger. We need a woman in the White House. She's got such a great personality and a addicting laugh. They say this like you're picking your next girlfriend. Like you're trying to have somebody that you're going to go hang out with. You're not going to be hanging out with people that can purchase $62,000 necklaces. Okay? It's not a beauty pageant. It's supposed to be about the promises of how they're going to run the country for the next 4 years. But they've somehow played a lot of these normies who think it is like Miss America that they're picking and not the president. And so we'll see what time goes on, because as we get closer to the election, we're going to see more crazy stuff. Like, it's the way things go around here. So as that happens, maybe these normies will wake up, because it doesn't matter how good someone's personality is if you're too poor to eat, if you can't live indoors, if the illegals are kidnapping you, raping you, killing you, trafficking you, and eating your cat while they're doing it, you're not going to be worried about her addicting laugh and all that other stupid shit that they're always saying about Hyena Harris. Her personality, her character traits don't matter. They don't matter in comparison to policy and fixing our current problems. They don't want to talk about policy because her policy and Joe Biden's policy is the reason that the country is the way it is now. And so they don't want to talk about it. But either way, next up we have Carrie Lake and her opinion on how the debate went. And this will be all the deals for the opinions on the debates. I just want to run them all back to back. This next one's titled, Kamala Harris is a great liar. And like I said, it's Carrie Lake, but we're going to read through the chat a little bit. RK or a Haitian eats your wiener. See, that's the next thing. That's the next thing. What people are saying is, wait till they run out of cats to eat. Wait till they don't have pets to catch anymore. Snooks, you're right. RFK Jr. has come out stronger now for Trump. Yeah, and I wasn't really sure. You guys know I was really on the fence when that endorsement happened. It was too quiet from me. If you're backing somebody, you need to say it. And he's like, well, I support Trump. Everybody else, they're like, I endorse President Trump. He came out, he was like, yeah, I kind of support him. And I was like, what? I was all bent out of shape about it. But since then, things have been really good. They've been really good. All right, guess sounds good. What's up, J Spray? Happy freedom to you. Sam, RFK needs to hawk two of that. I know, I feel bad for his voice. I can't stand when I'm live and I'm trying to clear my throat and I can't. And I always think of Bobby. And I'm like, man, that'd be my hell. Just not be able to clear my throat ever. That would be hell. Holy guess I'm not gonna read that one out loud. That's too much. That's too much. Matt, don't forget the barbecue guy in Haiti. What is the barbecue guy? I don't remember. There's so much crazy shit that happens. Smokes, I just want to go back to eating hot dogs. Well, you got to vote for President Trump in November. And we'll be able to no longer talk about cutting off wieners. It'll be over with. What's up, Alice? Happy freedom. What's up, Brujo? Appreciate you being here. Appeal to heaven. See, Haitians and cats. No, now the Chinese restaurants in Florida are talking about cats coming up missing. Appeal to heaven, I don't really surprise me. I heard the Chinese restaurant in Ludington, one of them, because there's more than one, but I heard that one of them has been accused of serving seagull a couple times. Now, I've seen them busted for, I don't know if it was human trafficking or what it was. They're importing their employees illegally and stuff, and they get in trouble for that all the time. But the most recent thing I've heard is that they're serving seagull at the restaurant. Serving cat is one thing. That's traditional at this point. But serving seagull? I didn't know they were doing that. Noman, cannibal leader in Haiti. Doesn't surprise me at all. Trump girl, I'm going to put up signs that say, no pet eating illegals allowed. You're going to get a ton of attention. Hammering seagull? Gross. What in the holy hell? Yeah, I'd never be hungry enough to eat a seagull. There's no way. Trump girl, I bet they love my chihuahua. I would never even suggest them eating Klaus Daniels. There's a higher chance of Klaus Daniels eating them, I think. Pumpkin, they better leave my cats alone. I got them weapons and they aren't afraid to use them. That's what I'm saying. Klaus Daniels, he's proficient with the AR-15. No soft and stupid people, they're scared of that shit. And their border crossers don't want these problems. They better just go ahead and get back on the other side of the fence. Astrohammer, oh dang it, judges ruled in favor of removing RFK from the ballot, and now the court says he remains again. Yeah, Astral Hammer. Yep. Alice, cats taste horrible, I've heard, though. Yeah, see, and I think they would, too. I tell you guys all the time, the last time I ate venison, I actually got to smoke the deer, and then we had to drag it 150 yards to the truck. And by the time we got in the truck, we smelled like deer piss, because that's what happens when you smoke them. But then when I was eating the venison later on, I realized that's what the gamey taste is. That gamey flavor where you taste it and you're like, oh, this is deer. That little hint that this isn't beef, that hint is piss. That's what it is. And so since I've had venison, I'm like, oh, all I taste is deer piss. And now I can't eat venison because it tells my brain, you're eating piss meat. And so I can only imagine what cat tastes like knowing what cat piss smells like. And there's no way. There's just simply no way I could eat a cat. Not unless she's real pretty. My goodness. DeMarquis Pond Hunters. That's quite the name. That is quite the name there. What's up, Sherry? Happy freedom. Who won the giant Mega Millions jackpot last night? I don't know. Is the Mega Millions nationwide or is it only statewide? I always forget how this stuff goes. I don't gamble very often. I usually play if there's big numbers. Because you can't win if you don't play. But I ain't got money to be wasting on gambling. So it's got to be multi-millions or billion or something for me to play. But I wasn't paying attention. Lee Guitarman, admit it. You'd be all over Camilla's kitty. No. I would be pimping her out. Hyena Harris, she's not a high enough quality for all these goods over here. But I'd be willing to serve the community. 10% to the big guy. She don't want these problems. She likes to follow orders. Devon, goat is the same for me. Tastes how goat pens smell. Really? I've never eaten goat before, but I've been around goats, and I've had goat's milk, and I never felt like goat's milk necessarily tasted like what goats smell like. It's close. but not quite the same. I've never eaten goat, though, and I have wondered that. Very interesting. I think we're onto something. I think we got the pattern here. The Marquise Harris is the bottom bitch. Yeah. Yeah. Basically, she knows the game. She knows the game. She's the Maxwell of the prostitution ring. Alex, I liked when they asked if she ever met. Hold on, what are you saying here? I like when they asked if she ever met President Putin, and her response was, I've met President Zelensky 5 times. Yeah, Alex, and they didn't want to talk about Putin because Putin just endorsed Harris. And I brought that up during the debate because she was like, oh, well, 200 randos endorse me, blah, blah, I'm so great, and all this stuff. And I'm like, wait a minute, what about the Putin endorsement? You're not going to bring that up? You ain't going to talk about that? And then Russia got brought up anyways, and they did not want to talk about Putin, and I think that's why. Because Trump had already served her. He already was like, hold up, I'm speaking, and just roasted her right there. And so after that, they brought up Putin, and she's like, let's not talk about Putin. Let's not do that. Let's not talk about Putin. Mr. Beans, please, I'm eating. All right, we will move forward. So this is the last of our little opinions here about the debate. It's Carrie Lake. It's titled, Hyena Harris is a Great Liar.
Carrie, great to...
Yeah. All right, let's get this rolling. We got Carrie Lake. Don't forget, hit that like button over on Rumble.
Carrie, great to see you. What'd you think of the night?
Oh, boy. I mean, I was thinking about it from a different perspective because I've been on the moderator side of a debate.
Yes.
And I've been on the candidate side of a debate, and it was so fascinating to watch. First of all, anybody who thinks that, President Trump didn't do well isn't realizing that the American people were sitting at home. And you guys mentioned, I think, in your last segment with some of your guests, we wish we would have had a live audience. That live audience was sitting at home watching, saying, are you kidding me? This woman is trying to say things are great. She's trying to blame Trump. Our lives were better under President Trump. They've gotten worse under her. She hasn't had to account for the fact that inflation has gone through the roof, that we can't afford to heat our homes, to cool our homes, to put gas in the car. We can't afford groceries. Our mortgage payments, if we're lucky enough to have a home, have gone up more than 100%. And what about that open border? What about the women pouring across? She says she cares about women. What about the women pouring across who've been raped along the way? The 320,000 children who are missing, many of them likely dead or in the middle of a sex trade. None of that was answered for, and the people at home were asking those questions. I'm sure there were people at home ready to throw things at the TV set tonight. Nobody was fooled by this tonight, right. And President Trump did hold his own, and it was a back alley knife fight, and I think he did a good job. He came out still standing, still swinging, and we know who cares about us, and it's President Trump.
Well, Carrie, and she wouldn't even answer some of the basic questions. President Trump had to go and be like, okay, so do you support an abortion till the 9th month? I mean, she would not even answer that, knowing that the Democrats have been radical on the issue of abortion. She talks about this opportunity economy, which to me is like mumble jumble, makes no sense whatsoever. I mean, what has she been doing in the last 3.5 years?
But the moderators didn't even make her do any follow-ups. I mean, it was absurd. You cannot hate the mainstream media enough. And if tonight didn't prove it, it was absolutely, Kamala Harris is a terrible vice president. She's a terrible border czar, a terrible AG. She helped turn, California into a complete nightmare landscape. She turned San Francisco into a city that's almost one of the most beautiful cities that's now almost unlivable. But you know what she's amazingly good at? She's a great liar.
Oh, yes.
And they let her get away with it. I hope they do another debate. And I hope this time when President Trump prepares for it, when he's doing his prep, if he does prep, he's got 2 people acting as moderators attacking him, and he's got somebody standing in the opposite, debate, ready to debate him, attacking him. And he knows he's going to have to debate 3 people at once. God bless that man for fighting for us every day.
Well, that is Carrie Lake there, telling it how it is. Do you guys think that President Trump will hold another debate? I kind of don't think he's going to, but like I said, there's still a lot of time left between now and November 5th. It's kind of hard to say. He sounds like he doesn't want to. Well, he kind of sounds like he doesn't need to. He destroyed Old Man Walter, and then they had originally scheduled for a debate to happen, but then she didn't agree to it, so they kept the date and they turned it into a town hall that President Trump did, and then they did this debate, and they had another one scheduled for the 28th, and Harris backed out of that one too. And so President Trump's like, no, I scheduled all these dates. She don't want to agree to them. I'm trying to get on Fox. She don't want to agree to that. He's like, and right after the debate, they want to schedule another one, meaning that they don't think that she proved her case to the American people. Otherwise, why would she be so gung-ho to do another debate? Did she not do good enough this round? And so I think President Trump is leaning away from doing another debate. I think it's, I don't know, I always compare it to taking the stand. Taking the stand in court usually hurts you more than it helps you. Like, yes, you can explain things that are questioned, but at the same time, the more of yourself that you provide, the more they have to make fun of and talk shit about and all that kind of stuff. And President Trump, he's proved his case twice. He's done it twice. And he's not flip-flopping or doing anything like that. He's selling the same thing he was selling when Biden was on stage. And so I don't personally think he needs another debate. I would love to cover another debate. I would love to hear him go up there and rip that ass a little bit more, just out of entertainment purposes. But out of strategy and political reasons, I don't think he needs another debate. I think having another debate would only open the opportunity for Harris to do an even better job, or even promote more lies. You know, so like the beauty pageant kind of stuff. You know, she's not pushing policy. She's pushing back and forth and smart remarks and quips and things like that. You know, it's like you're arguing with your sibling or something. And she's trying to get the American people to co-sign her as she talks shit to President Trump or whatever. But she's not even a candidate. You know, nobody voted for her. She has no policies. I have more policies than she does. I currently have more votes than she does. I'm more of a candidate than she is, you know? So, I don't know. I don't necessarily think there's going to be another debate, but there could be, because people want that entertainment regardless of politics. But either way, next up, we have the 911 event that I was talking about earlier. It's titled Trump, Harris Shake Hands at the 911 Service. It's coming up next, but first I want to remind you guys, if you would like to participate in Free Speech Saturday, make sure you post all of your memes over on Discord or on jeffmaclive.com. Just hop in the group chats on either platform. You'll see the tabs labeled memes. Drop what you got and we'll shout you out, as we're making Saturdays more fun. We're going to read through the chat really quick and see what your hooligans think about all that debate stuff. And then we'll be getting on to today's event that happened earlier today, where Harris, Biden, Trump, I believe JD Vance was there. Yes, JD Vance was there. And they were all there. Same location, which is really weird. Because like I've said in the past, it's almost like two different gang leaders. You got the blue team and the red team. And you don't ever see these people together except for debate night. And so it's really weird to see them in the same area. But you hear the crowd. That's the fun thing, is that it's not a debate, but at least there's an audience. And I don't hear anybody screaming about Biden or Harris. And anyways, that's coming up next. But first, we're going to read through the chat. Mr. Beans, I feel like they should have a town hall debate. No moderators, open mic, undecided voters in the audience. This would be a perfect second debate. Yeah, Mr. Beans, but I think the chaos. I think they're too worried about the chaos. Because Hyena Harris, she needs to be prepped. She doesn't know anything about anything. She has to practice and train. And when you put in all those variables, no mics, no moderators, unknown audience, it's too much for her. President Trump, he would do fantastic. I think he's comfortable in those waters. But Hyena Harris, no. They'll never let her go out there like that, because they got to control every step for her. And with that many variables, they'd have to give her an earpiece or something. Goodness. 10 man. New Orleans is getting slammed right now. The hurricane? Is that what you're talking about, 10 man? I know there's people prepping for it, but I don't know a whole lot about it. Hold on a second. Goodness. Reading through. Mr. Beans and Beans, love you, Carrie. I know, Carrie Lake's awesome. I wonder if she'll run for president one day. I think she has what it takes to run for president. Russell, they need to do a Fox debate or Newsmax. I think they should go to Newsmax. I think Newsmax is awesome. Especially if they could get... There's two different Newsmax guys that I like. There's a guy with dark hair and there's a guy who has brown hair. I can't think of either of their names right now. The dark-haired guy is almost like their version of Jesse Waters or Tucker Carlson. And then the brown-haired guy, he's a veteran of some sort. And they bring it up all the time. Every time he's on the screen, they talk about him being a veteran. He's very patriotic and stuff. They should have those two guys moderate and then hold it on Newsmax. I'll see if I can figure out what their names are. Sitting here referring to people by their hair color. It's so stupid. And I can't clear my throat on top of it. It's just being attacked from all fronts. I feel like President Trump. Rob Schmidt is the dark-haired guy that I'm talking about. I can't remember who the other guy's name is. But either way, I feel like they're doing really good on Newsmax. Do they not have their cast or anything? I don't know. They don't publicize their reporters. Either way. Carl Higbee. Yes, Zero. That's what I'm talking about. Carl Higbee and whoever I just said before that, those two guys, they should definitely moderate. It would be awesome. It would be a really good debate, and I think it would be fair. I don't think they would try and give Harris a short end of the deal just because they're conservative and she's not. I think they would be very fair about it. But at the same time, if she had earpieces and stuff, I think they'd actually call her out. I don't think they'd be assisting her like they did last night. Appeal to Heaven celebrity death match. Just bring him back for the last debate there. It would be so good if we had celebrity death match these days. There's so much crazy stuff going on. They should bring it back. What's up, J-Dog? Happy freedom. Yeah, it was 3-1 last night. And President Trump still did good. Like Carrie Lake said, you know, it was a back alley knife fight. And he still did good. And I don't know why, but that resonates with me. I'm like, it did feel like that. It felt dirty. Watching that debate felt dirty. It was a little one-sided there. Paul, why are the moderators always mainstream media? I have no idea. I'm trying to... I think it was Carrie Lake. We covered a video maybe a week ago. I can't remember if it was Carrie Lake or not now that I'm thinking about it, but it might have been. Somebody was saying, I think it was Carrie Lake. She was saying, how come we're always using the legacy media for the debate? How come it's not on Joe Rogan? Or it's not on, she said someone else, some other platform. Oh, X. How come it's not being held on X? How come it's not being held on Rumble? Rumble's got a studio in D.C. I think they got one in Florida, too. They could hold the debate there. They could have, you know, someone else do it other than what they call legacy media. But they like that control. Trump girl, I think Trump did great despite the fact that he was ganged up on by a bunch of liberal idiots. Yeah, Trump girl, I feel the same way. Paul, no mods would be awesome. Yeah, it would be just all out. And President Trump, I think he would just talk over her. I think she wouldn't be able to even get a word in. He would just talk over her, which is fine. She doesn't have anything to say anyways. Pumpkin, Camilla insulted us about the rallies. Yeah. She's like, oh, well, people leave the rally and all this other stuff. what rally are you watching? Like, those are packed rallies. Like, and who would want to leave anyways? You got to stand there all damn day just to get in, and it's hot in most of these locations, and your people are passing out in the crowd during the rally, and you're going to leave halfway through? You just did all that work, and now you're like, oh, it's the same old, I'm leaving. I'm like, what? No. People go there expecting the same old. They like it. That's why they're voting for President Trump. She's a dumbass for even saying that. You Hilly and Jeff Mac 2028. We're going to try and make it happen, you Hill. And happy freedom to you. Screaming Eagle, when DJT told her, quiet please, I downed a pint of SoCal, or SoCo. Yes, I was playing my own drinking game. Screaming Eagle, I was spending so much time trying to do digital stuff, tech stuff, and be a part of the chat on all the platforms we had live. I couldn't even pay attention to the drinking game. I was like sharing the links out. I made a whole page on the website dedicated to the drinking game rules, but I was just drinking. Like, I had so much going on, I couldn't pay attention to the rules. What's up, Diane? Happy freedom. Appeal to heaven. Trump should do the debate in Florida, see if Hyena Harris has enough strength to enter our state. I doubt it. She won't even do a debate on Fox because they're not going to, baby her. What do they call it? Kid gloves? She needs that big time. What's up, Muskie Boss? Happy freedom. The appropriate tone would have been for Trump to walk over and slap that bitch. It's hilarious. It's funny because he's like, wait a minute, I'm talking. And he's rubbing in her face. He's like, does this sound familiar? And then she said something else, like, don't lie or something. And then you see him like look over at her real quick and then continue on with what he's saying. If he'd have broken or just went and let her have it, oh my God, I'd have dropped dead right there. That'd been game over. We don't need a mic drop after that. It'd have been too much. Just let her have it. Goodness, they wouldn't have been saying that she won if he'd have did that, I tell you. Anyways. Amarane, I wanted to reach to the TV and slap that bitch. Yeah, I know. We were all sitting here going ham about it. Everybody in the chat's like, she's lying. I was like, we're going to wear these keys out on the keyboard here. She is lying her face off. She was desperate. Last night. The things that she was trying to pull. And even, I think she was probably signaling the moderators too. Because I don't know what kind of resources she had. But it wouldn't have been too much to have some hand signs or some gestures of some sort. Like, hey, I can't handle the heat. Cut this fucker off. He's choking me to death. Some sort of hand sign. The moderator's like, okay, anyways, we're going on to the next question here. Blah, blah, blah. I think they were helping her out big time. That's right, DeMarquise. I can't say any part of that out loud. I'll be in trouble 6 different ways. But you're right. You are right. Sherry, wouldn't that be great? Elon could censor her when she lies. That would be hilarious. Could you imagine the debate on X being moderated by Elon Musk? That would be, man, they'd have to sell tickets to that. It'd have to be pay-per-view. Quits wouldn't put it past him. Oh, I wouldn't either. Those moderators were on her side all day. What's up, Too Real? Happy freedom. What's up, James? Happy freedom to you. Emerald City, she had an earpiece. Well, we're going to cover that here in a second. I personally don't think she had the audio earbuds and the earring things in, but we're going to cover all that, and we'll talk about it when we get there. Too Real, the debate is just a setup, like the art of war. Make them think you are weak when you are strong, and never get in the way when your enemy is destroying itself. Yeah, and I'm waiting to see what today is like, because people are going to carry all this stuff, and they're going to analyze the debate. And there's going to be more shit spread by the time this live is over. What's up, Uj? Happy freedom to you. Reagan, if she had an earpiece, then she just needs to go home. That's wild. Well, Jay Reagan, there's a lot of people who really think something's going on. And like I said, we're going to cover it, and we're going to cover it thoroughly. We did the same thing when everybody thought there was a water tower shooter at the Butler, Pennsylvania rally where President Trump was shot in the ear and stuff. And, you know, sometimes there's things out there that just really can't be explained, like the Haitians eating cats. But if we can find actual evidence to go through and whatnot to kind of knock out conspiracy theories that just simply are conspiracy theories, and I try to put an effort in that, because what happens is every time Trump goes on TV, these conspiracies come out. And if they get debunked, everybody who is sharing them becomes less credible. That hurts the movement itself. If President Trump goes out and says something, and then all of his followers spread conspiracies, right? Things that are not true. I'm not talking about things that are true that are not being talked about. I'm talking about actual, like, just random thoughts, creative thoughts. Okay, we'll call them that. When supporters come out with creative thoughts and they share them and then they get debunked, that's why normies talk bad about Trumpers, is because of that right there. If everything that the Trumpers were saying was fact and could not be debunked, then they'd probably be taken more seriously. The other part of this, and the reason I'm saying this at all, is because I think the blue team is starting to generate this content. I think they're generating these creative thoughts, and MAGA's grabbing it and sharing it because they're so used to the conspiracies being true that at this point, if a conspiracy comes out, you just share it. You just tell everyone about it because they're all going to come true anyways, because that's the pattern that's been going on. And I think because blue team knows that shit, they're coming out with their own creative thoughts, and MAGA's like, oh, another conspiracy, better share it. That way I can, you know, get it out there or whatever. But now they're debunking them. And I think they're planting fake evidence to be found by these people who get excited over conspiracies. And so that's why we're going to break this down and really see, you know, try to have a well-informed opinion on whether or not she had some earpieces in. And like I said, we'll get to that when we get to that. This next one right here is from earlier today. President Trump, Hyena Harris, and all their compadres were all at a 911 event earlier. You know what I'm talking about. It's the anniversary today. YouTube gets all sensitive if you say it the other way, so I will just refer to it as the 911 event. But President Trump, Hyena Harris, J.D. Vance, Joe Biden, and a bunch of other people were all at this event here, as you can see on the screen. Now, this isn't a real entertaining video, I'll tell you that right now. It's a little over a minute long. These fools are, and President Trump, are going to be hanging out. I don't know if they're taking pictures or what they're doing, but they're standing in front of an audience, and you can hear the audience crying out for President Trump. I don't hear anybody screaming for blue team favorably. And I notice in this little handshake interaction, you can see Trump kind of like pull her forward to do his signature handshake. Let's call it that, because we had somebody get sensitive earlier about how I worded things. But either way, this happened earlier today, memorial or anniversary, whatever you want to refer to this as. But once again, this is titled Trump, Harris Shake Hands at the 911 Service. Did you see it? Did you see the little struggle right there with the handshake? Who's the little bird-looking fella right next to President Trump there? Oh, I didn't realize Eric and Don Jr. were there. They're on the right side behind J.D. Vance there. So I wonder what it's like to be Joe Biden and Hyena Harris standing there right next to the Orange Eagle. And Americans are out in front of you screaming, Donald, we need you. Trump, we need you. Screaming MAGA and stuff like that. Because when those assholes are on TV, they say MAGA is a bunch of extremists. They're a bunch of white supreme pizzas reigning in the street. And so now they're all sitting there trying to play it all cool. Meanwhile, the crowd is out there chanting and cheering for President Trump. This is why they can't have an audience for the debate. It's because real Americans, people who actually pay bills, earn shit for a living, have kids, and have things to lose, they know that President Trump's the right answer. Hyena Harris doesn't have policies, and the people that control her are about control and destruction and division. And President Trump, he's just trying to make America great again. And a lot of people have been tricked into worrying about his appearance and to worry about his personality as if you're going to be his best friend or something. And they're not focused on the promises. And that's what we're actually voting for, is promises. And so, of course, we got to go vote for the Orange Eagle, President Trump, November 5th, so we could try and make America normal again. And honestly, I'm kind of excited to see what President Trump does with Bobby. Because if RFK Jr. is really going to change our food and change the chemicals that they put in all of our everything that the FDA approves on a daily basis, if he's going to change that and make America healthy again, then I'm pretty excited about that. You guys know I have all kinds of stomach problems and stuff. The doctors don't even know what's wrong with me. I've spent thousands of dollars to get it figured out. And when I was going through it, they said 1 in every 3 Americans has severe stomach problems, and it's because of fast food and all the preservatives in our food, because we're not even eating food, right? These are crap. It's just crap being made that's a substitute for food, and that's why they're working on the 3D printing food stuff right now. But if we could get away from that and get back to homegrown food and, you know, the groceries in the store not being full of hormones and random vaccines and other shit, we make America healthy again, and that's exciting. That's exciting because what we're not doing is strengthening ourselves at all. Everybody's worried about equity, worried about inclusion. We're not worried about being the best of the best, to be the top of the list. Participation trophies have severely hurt us in our country, and we need to focus on being the best. If we acknowledge the best, people will strive to be acknowledged because everyone wants attention. If we just give everybody attention, even if you're the worst loser that ever existed, well, you're not going to try very hard. We need to go back to making America great again. We acknowledge those that are great, and people will strive to be great. And so we'll have to go and vote November 5th, and we're not going to have the luxury of being lazy because it's cold and rainy and snowy outside. It's important that we go vote. We'll have to go do that. Next up, we have Ohio officials confirm talk of Haitians eating pets is all a lie. Now, we've all seen the videos and the images and the audio and all the stuff. We know what's going on in Ohio. I think the elected officials are trying to cover this up. This is just my opinion. I've seen and covered the, I don't know what they are, board meetings or whatever, where the locals are coming in from Springfield, Ohio, and they're saying, you know, these guys are walking around with dead ducks in their hands and swans and geese, and they're eating cats and all the stuff. On top of that, they're flipping their cars and driving into other vehicles. I don't know how they're getting licenses. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're just driving these cars illegally. I'm not sure. But I guess that's actually a major problem. Their driving is a bigger problem and threat to Ohio than them eating the wildlife that's out and about. But either way, this video that we're getting into right here, this is their officials claiming that none of this is real. This is all malarkey. And we do got to follow up on this too. Right after this video, we have JD Vance, who will be talking about the same subject, but we'll read through the chat and do all that, so don't you worry. Once again, this is Ohio officials confirm talk of Haitians eating pets. It's all a lie.
Springfield and Clark County officials finally addressing the increase of Haitian migrants in Springfield. We've been pressing the city for comment for days now after months of social media posts slandering the Haitian community there.
We tell our kids not to bully one another, and I hear adults in our community saying the most hateful things.
Many rumors have been floating around, some exaggerating the number of Haitian immigrants in Springfield, up to 20,000. Mayor Rob Rue debunked that today.
We have realistically been saying 12 to 15,000 immigrants is what we have counted through the health department and other agencies.
Some rumors even saying Haitian residents in Springfield are abusing animals and eating them. We heard from both sides of those rumors tonight.
About the ducks and the cats, I'm a crazy cat lady in my town, and I'm not missing any. Everybody's present and accounted for.
And you used to be able not to drive through that park without not having to stop 4 or 5 times. Man, you could drive 20 miles an hour now. Where'd they go? And I've lived here all many years. Where did they go?
However, city leaders say that rumor is completely false.
Being in a leadership role right now is like a game of whack-a-mole, where we jump to extinguish one myth at a time.
The parents of Aiden Clark also spoke at tonight's city council meeting. The 11-year-old boy was tragically killed in a 2023 school bus crash. The driver that hit the bus was a Haitian immigrant. His parents want their neighbors and political leaders across the nation to stop using Aiden's death as an immigration talking point.
They've spoken my son's name and used his death for political gain. This needs to stop now.
City leaders echoing that sentiment.
It is not okay to harass our neighbors. It's not okay.
You notice they showed the cop, but they didn't play the audio for what the cop was saying.
For how they look.
Okay, so their elected officials are saying this is racism. That's all. It's racism. There's not 20,000 border crossers there. There's only 15,000. You racists? You bigots? There's only 15,000, not 20,000. What are you, crazy? What, you crazy? They're not eating the cats. It's their diet. You're racist. It's stupid. It's so stupid. And like I said, look at how they do the smoke and mirrors. They have the cop go up there. That's the board meeting that I was referring to, where people were going up there and airing their grievances and saying all kinds of crazy stuff that they believe is happening, and they have witnessed, or they know somebody that has witnessed these events. But then they show that cop go up there while the narrator talks over the audio. They just show an image of the cop being there while saying all of this is false, and then they cut away from that to show the elected official again, to kind of imply psychologically that even the police are saying this is bullshit, right? It's false. That's not true though. We've seen the videos. We've heard the audio. We've seen the images. This is what's going on there. But nobody's doing anything about it, and I think the outrage that happened, it just kind of sparked overnight, it seemed. I think there was so much of an outrage that they have to downplay it because they didn't do anything, and they haven't been doing anything, and I don't think they're supposed to do anything. Like, in a separate video, the governor had spoke and said that they're not getting money from the government to deal with these border crossers, that they were just dumped in Ohio and they're just trying to figure it out. But see, they didn't play that in that video right there because that may kind of allude to they don't have a grip on things. They don't have a firm grasp on what's going on or how to fix it. Because once they hear border crosser, they got to be hands off. They got to be hands off. They might try to arrest them or incarcerate them for a moment just to keep the community happy, but they're going to cut them loose as soon as they can. They don't even really know who they are. It's just an individual locked in a cell with a name that they had provided. That's it. They don't know anything else about them. So they cut them loose. As soon as they know they're border crossers, they're basically federal citizens. They're outsiders that are accepted by the federal government as if they are citizens. That's what it is. They're the government's favorite people that are here right now. And because of that, border agents and cops have to be hands off about these border crossers while they're stealing from us and kidnapping us, trafficking us, raping us, killing us, eating our pets. And we're not supposed to do anything about it or we'll be held accountable because they know who we are. They got our number. We're just assets of the government. That's why we have social security numbers. It's our asset number. Anyways, we're going to read through the chat really quick, and then we're going to get on to JD Vance and what he thinks about the pet-eating border crossers in Ohio. And they try to say, they're like, oh, well, they're debunking that. They're debunking it. It's not true. He's like, it's not true. Then why the hell are they calling me? He's like, you think they're calling me, telling me that they're eating their cats and shit for fun? He's like, they're not calling me for fun. And so he's letting them know what's really going on around there. But either way, we're going to read through the chat really quick and see what you hooligans think about this so far. And MonkeyWorks has stated that there's over 22 million illegals in the USA being flown in and bussed in from the border. Yeah, and that, yep. and everything's pointing towards those numbers. Tucker Carlson said it was 22 million like 3 months ago, 4 months ago, or something like that. And that number was downplayed really hardcore when he said it. And now, like I'm saying, months later, now everybody's bringing that number back. And it's like, yeah, yep. They call them conspiracy theories, and then they turn around and repeat it as the truth. And it's like, yeah, there were conspiracy theories when it wasn't convenient for everyone to talk about it. But once you get your ducks in a row and you want to roll out this agenda, all of a sudden these truths come out. And a lot of times they're spun and whatever, but we know how they get down. We see the patterns. What's up, Sam? Happy freedom. Oh, they're trying to deny all the Haitians and stuff in Ohio. Mr. Beans of Beans, 15, 20,000. Who gives a shit? They shouldn't be there. And who we got to blame for it? Hyena Harris and Joe. Yep, you're right, Mr. Beans of Beans. It wouldn't matter if there was 6 of them there eating cats and dogs and whatever else they can capture. They're not supposed to be here. Guess I told my cat that if he doesn't control his litter box, I'll call Haiti. I'll call Haiti. No problem since. Yeah, I guess Klaus Daniels, he'd fight me. He'd fight me if I said some shit like that. He'd be like, I knew this day was gonna come. Like, why are you putting bullets in that gun? Klaus Daniels like, don't worry about it. Don't you worry about it. He's like, I know how to handle tyranny. Goodness. Klaus Daniels deserves his own TV show. I'm just saying. Matt, has nothing to do with how they look. It's how they act. Yeah, Matt. And that's the whole deal with all the border crossers. Doesn't matter what their colors are, where they came from. I don't even care if they speak English or not. And I know that just pissed everybody off. But I don't. They'll figure it out along the way. As long as they obey the laws, they don't shit all over us. They don't, do bad stuff to us. If they were here legally, I'd care less. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm taking the short route here. If they were here legally, I would care less about what's going on. If they want to eat cats and dogs, throw them in jail. They came here legally, throw them in jail. But if they're here illegally, every time they cross the street outside of a crosswalk, deport their fucking ass. Like, every time they throw a bubblegum wrapper on the ground, deport them. Just send them to the other side of the wall. They don't belong here, and it's not about their personality and stuff. It's their behavior, like you're saying. Breaking the laws, hurting us, being here illegal, that's too much. All of that's too much. Throw them on the other side of the fence. Salt Ragu, myth my ass. I think it's interesting that they're calling it a myth. They used to be conspiracy theories, and I think that it's become a term of endearment. So now they don't want to say that. They want to say it's a myth. That's a myth. It's lore. Oh, what's the other one? There's another one, too. I can't think of what it's called. Here, Juicer, I work with a lot of immigrants. They're happy as fuck to be here and pissed about illegals. You want to be an American, then be an American. And that's right here, Juicer. I know it's the same way. Like, I'll go into Walmart and I'll be with like WMM and stuff, and we got migrant workers. They come in by the busload. And they come in from, fields and stuff like that. A lot of them are there to cash their check, buy groceries, buy clothes, stuff like that. And they're rude, but they're not border crossers. These are not border crossers. And there is a huge difference. Migrant workers, a lot of times, they just want to do their own thing. They're trying to work and trying to get some money for their family and stuff. A lot of times their whole family's working out in the field, because I've gone out there and done it. It actually pays all right if you're willing to do the back-breaking work. But they're just doing their own thing. They get some Corona and some tequila and just call it a night. They're not worried about it. But these border crossers, they're not like that. These people are monsters, and they don't even know it. They're kind of like primitive people because of the countries they come from. And it's not a skin color thing, that's a behavior thing. They come in like barbarians, and they're just acting like this is home. And we're not used to this. A lot of Americans don't know how to fight against this. And so maybe it does look like racism. But I don't believe most people are racist. I think back in the day there was a lot more racism than there is now. I used to hear my grandparents talking. But I think more people have problems with their behavior than their skin color. And the blue team just can't swallow that. Guess yep, Secret Service as well. That's right, they're all on that list. Pumpkin, I've never seen any cats or dogs running around in documentaries about Haiti. No. If you look that stuff up, they eat anything and everything, including each other, from what it seems like. Told to care migrant workers are rough. They are. They are rough, but they're not border crosser rough. Freedom Liberty, they broke the law as soon as they stepped in the border. Send them all home. You're right, Freedom Liberty. They shouldn't even be allowed. We should be able to have an invisible line, and when somebody crosses it, they just drop dead. They should just drop dead, because that's one hell of a deterrent. If you were like, oh, every time I cross that line, I'm going to drop dead and my family members would be under that same scrutiny, well, let's do things legally, because I don't want to die today. You know, it's consequences create structure, and we don't have any structure right now. Prison Hug, I haven't seen a stray cat lately. Yeah. See, I don't know what to blame that stuff on, because it's starting to get cold here. It was like 47 degrees the other night. There ain't no strays here because they're all finding a home. Appeal to heaven, my goodness. J-Dog, did you see where he wished that his son was killed by a 6-year-old white man? God help this country. Yeah, J-Dog, and I forgot they didn't even say that in that video. Yeah, that guy who was crying about his son or whatever, which, you know, bad thing that happened to his kid. Any parent would feel that way. But he's like, I wish it was killed by a white man so then you guys wouldn't keep using him as a talking point. I could understand that, but if your son was killed by a problem and that problem was never fixed, what do you expect? I mean, what do you expect to happen? You know, I said about like Trump rallies and stuff. People are like, oh, well, he's just going to say the same thing. Yeah, the problem's not fixed. He's telling you about the problems and then how he's going to fix them. If every time he did a rally it was different, you should worry about whether or not he's going to keep his promises, because they would keep changing. But they're not. It's uniform. It's the same every time, because those are the same promises that he is promising. And, you know, going back to the border crosser thing, that guy's kid was killed by a border crosser. They still got border crossers. I think he's jumping the gun here, crying about people using it for political gain or talking of points. I mean, I understand being upset, but the problem isn't fixed yet. It hasn't been resolved. So, of course, it would continue to get talked about, but people got to be more proactive. Sitting around talking and stuff, it ain't getting nothing done. They need to arrest those people and deport them. Pumpkin, we're fine. Everything's fine. Yeah, that's what they're telling themselves. Trump girl, my town's receiving money for housing illegals, and our town leaders will lie out their asses to keep that money in their pockets, regardless of our complaints about the illegals trashing our town. Yeah, Trump girl, and that's why I think they are covering it up. That's what I think the whole point of that video is. They're covering it up because they're receiving benefits. They benefit from things being that way. What's up, Crystals? Happy freedom. Amarain, I love when, as a Mexican, I'm called a racist. Fun times. Amarain, during the Roe vs. Wade thing, we watched some radical lefty call this group of women, and the one he was talking to specifically was Latino of some sort, and he's like, you're a white supremacist. She's like, I'm Mexican, or she was something, and she's like, how am I going to be a white supremacist? And he's like, you don't have to be white to be a white supremacist. And we all just went, what? What is going on around here? After that, being racist is a joke. If somebody calls you a racist, you just say thank you. Kevin, if you got PlayStation Plus, you can stream Red Dead 2 without having to download the game. Thank you for letting me know, Kevin. No, I don't have PlayStation Plus. I have Red Dead on Steam. But I want to get back to gaming live eventually. Gotta get this website taken care of first. Prison Hug, last night's debate was the cat's meow. That's right, Prison Hug. Latin Curse. There are good people abroad in most countries, but also some very barbaric folks. I don't want it here. Yeah, Latin Curse. Well, and I totally agree. There's good and bad of everybody. Every group of anybody. It doesn't matter what it is. A book club at the library or anything else. There's good and bad of everybody, right? Not all cops are bastards, just some of them, despite what the lefties will tell you. And it's like that with everybody. But the problem with the border crossers aren't coming here because they're doing great in their own country. And like President Trump is saying, and a bunch of other people, countries are kicking out their bad guys. They're like casting them away. Go to America if you want to go do that bad shit. And they're like, okay. And so they are. Anybody who wants to be a good person would come here legally. They wouldn't even want to be here illegally. Like, I believe that I'm a good person, and I try to be a good person. Even when nobody but God is watching, I try to make good decisions. Even if I think I can get away with it, I still try to make good decisions, because even if nobody is looking and I'm going to get away with it, I'm going to take this opportunity to continue to do the right thing because of karma. If I do the right thing when nobody's looking, I pray to God that somebody else does the same thing. Because everybody wants to live in a good world, but not everybody wants to be a good person. And you have to be a good person, especially when it's hard to be one, in order to have this be a good world. And so I couldn't go to another country, break in illegally, even if they let me walk in illegally, knowing that their citizens hate me and I'm going to get free government money and all this stuff and live like a lowlife. I would feel like a bad person even if I could get away with it. Just because I enjoy being a good person, I enjoy striving to be a good person, because I want the world to be a better place. I couldn't tell you guys to be a good person if I'm going to sit here and be a piece of shit myself. I couldn't do that. And so I believe, with my perspective of life and my, point of view, I believe that if those were good people intending on coming here, they would want to do it legitimately, so they could continue to be a good person and have a good life and get some of that American dream. But these people coming here illegal, they could be the most biggest sweetheart, but as soon as you cross that line illegally, you are a criminal and you should not be here. And so with that kind of mentality, yeah, there might be a couple that aren't maybe that bad. But if that's the case, they should be here legally. And if they're not going to be, kick those fuckers out. The Marquis slander? What are you talking about? I ain't slandering nobody. Zeusboot de Blasio, that's who the guy was standing next to President Trump. Who is that? I've never seen that person before in my life, and I don't know the name de Blasio, which I'm probably saying that wrong, but you guys know me. That doesn't even... Is that the guy? I don't think that's the guy. That didn't... Hold on, let me pull this up. I don't think that was the guy standing next to President Trump at the 911 event. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was. I don't know. I didn't know who that guy was standing between Hyena Harris and President Trump. All of them. DeMarquise. Oh, he's the mayor of New York. He's the old mayor of New York. Weird. Holy shit. Oh, mail guy. Alright, hooligans. We're going to play this next video. I got to go let the mailman in. But like I said, this is JD Vance, and they're trying to sell him this bullshit that Ohio's, it's doing great. There ain't no border crossers there eating cats and stuff. JD Vance, he ain't buying it. All right. Don't forget, hit that like button over on Rumble. We're going to get this going, and I'll be right back.
Well, first of all, city officials have not said it's not true. They've said they don't have all the evidence.
They said they have no evidence.
We've heard from a number of constituents on the ground, Caitlin, who both firsthand and secondhand reports saying this stuff is happening.
If someone calls your office and says they saw Bigfoot, that doesn't mean they saw Bigfoot. Why? I mean, you have a sense of responsibility as a running mate, and he certainly does as the candidate, to not promote false information, right?
Caitlin, it's a totally fair point, but nobody's calling my office and saying that they saw Bigfoot. What they're calling and saying is, we're seeing migrants kidnap our dogs and cats, and city officials aren't doing anything about it.
All right. Hopefully you guys weren't sitting too long. Anyways, JD Vance being questioned there about the Haitians eating cats and all of that. Now, unfortunately, I missed it, so I didn't get to hear what he said specifically, although I've already screened the video. More nonsense, and I'm sure we will have follow-ups to Haitians eating pets out in Ohio, in Springfield, Ohio, especially now that they're trying to sweep it under the rug. Locals who have been sharing all of this information, they feel strong enough to go to board meetings and tell the elected officials that they need to do something about everything going on. Now the elected officials are coming out calling them liars. That's not going to fly. It's not going to fly. I assume there's going to be more content coming out with crazy border crossers breaking laws and breaking our traditions. We're going to read through the chat really quick, but next up, we got this big old conspiracy on whether Hyena Harris had some audio earrings in for the debate last night. And that's what's coming up next. We have the product video for the earrings, so you can see what they are, how they look, how they function. Then we have images of the, whatever you want to call them, audio earrings. And then we have the comparison from the earrings and what Hyena Harris looks like. And then there's Blue Team that is defending Hyena Harris, saying, no, you Trump-loving conspiracy theorist love to pin crap on her. These are not audio earrings. These are Tiffany earrings, some expensive nonsense or whatever. And I don't have a price for them yet, but I have the image of them. And we will sit here and go through this and figure out, was she getting tips from Obama or somebody like that during the debate? Or was she just wearing stylish earrings? So what's coming up next? And like I said, we got a whole bunch of links for it and all of that. First, we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans are thinking about JD Vance and what they're saying about these border crossers eating pets and all of that. And you think she did have an audio listening device? She could. I'm not exactly sold on it, but she could. Russell, he's all out of breath too. It must have been good. No. It wasn't all that. Stunks, did you bop the mail lady? No. It's a male guy. And he couldn't handle all this hooligan. He don't want these problems. I made it back, Russell. I made it back. Zero Klaus trip, Jeff. Stumbling on my way out. Oh, I was leaving you guys for a couple minutes. My bad. Salted Goose. No, it wasn't FedEx. There would have been swearing and all kinds of stuff like that. Can't stand FedEx. You know what we haven't seen that Mr. Beansy Beans just reminded me of? We haven't seen protesters setting themselves on fire all summer. You notice that? There was a whole bunch of people just setting themselves on fire. Do you guys remember that? Nobody talks about it anymore. And then it just stopped. And just nobody else wanted to give that a try. Are they going to bring that back? Maybe the Chinese spy balloons? Some UFOs? What happened to the mothership that entered our galaxy or whatever? They don't want to talk about that stuff. Jay Spray, why does everyone but the left lie? That's a great question, Jay Spray. We'll have to ask them sometime. Guess ABC always baking cats. Love it. Cassandra, if you look at a picture of Hyena Harris over the years, she always wears dud earrings. She doesn't really wear hoop-style earrings outside of last night's debate. I can't find a picture of her wearing hoop-style earrings. Interesting, Cassandra. I didn't even think about that. We will do that. I will try and remind me, and I'll Google some pictures of Hyena Harris, and we'll see if we can find pictures of her wearing hoops. Wayward. Yeah, the Pentagon came out and said we had a mothership in our galaxy, and they thought that it was deploying drones to come and monitor us here on Earth. It was around the same time that Mexico discovered alien mummified bodies. You guys remember covering that? We have covered so much. So much. If you're new here, you should definitely subscribe or follow or whatever you got to do on that platform, because we go live every day and we cover everything. Cover everything. Normal times, nobody can afford gas. Yeah. People can't afford to be alive right now. Kevin. She didn't have an earphone. Them lizard people communicate through pheromones. That could be, Kevin. It could be. At first, I said pronouns. Communicate through pronouns. Yeah, enter user. We got pictures of all of it. We're gonna do a real deep dive here on these audio earrings, and we'll come to a conclusion. Pumpkin. Wow, Camilla shops at Tiffany's. I don't know. That's what her supporters are selling. Her supporters can't afford Tiffany earrings, but they sure as hell will fight to the death to say that she's got nice jewelry on, that she didn't cheat. They're not lying, cheating Democrats. They're stylish. I didn't know. Mary Todd, if any of them are up for re-election, vote them out. Absolutely, Mary Todd. Yeah, I hope the people who live in Ohio are seeing what's going on and they vote accordingly. Kevin, we thought you were a goner. No. Pumpkin, Jeff's gone. The feds got him. I've told you guys before, I think it's probably been too long. If that ever happens, if they ever kick my door in or anything, I'm not cutting the camera off. I'm not doing any of that. We're leaving all of this live. I might have to end the live so I don't get strikes or get my videos taken down, because then nobody will know what happened to me because the video will get taken down. But I'll try and leave things live as long as I'm able to. But hopefully that never happens. What's up, Jay Blazer? Happy freedom. Narcissistic psychopaths. Yep, that's what blue team is. They're not Democrats. I know that. League of Tarman. Oh, you're talking to Jay Blazer. Reagan. No, I don't even know who that is. I'll check him out, though. Oh, weird. The internet buffered for a second while I was gone. I wonder what caused that. Lefty Lucy, she lied so much. Yeah, that's all she does. What's up, Stone Cold? Happy freedom. The fake Mexican alien bodies. Yeah. And you know, like I said, when was the last time to talk about that? How come no other countries come forth with mummified alien bodies? There's definitely been enough time. Since the dawn of time, that's probably enough. DeMarquise, smart jewelry. That's one way of putting it. Mitchell, they don't know the truth. They're not worried about the truth. They want to change everything around us. That's what they want to do. That's why they're not concerned with the truth. Because if they tell you lies and they change the truth, they can continue to tell lies, or even, change the world around them to where their lies become true. And that's what they're in. They are shaping the world around us right now in their own little image. And it's all demonic and gay. What's up, Shane? Happy freedom. You should be one of the hosts for the next presidential debate. Oh, I'm too biased. I'm too biased. Harris to start talking, I'm like, prostitute. I'm like, doing stupid shit like that. The other moderators yelling at me and then yelling at Trump and telling us both to shut the hell up. They'll never let me be a moderator. Energy Woman, Tiffany's for me, not for thee. That's right. That's how they run it over there. And their supporters love it. Face of America. What happened to the aliens in Las Vegas? I don't remember aliens in Las Vegas. I remember they were in Miami. There was 9-foot aliens walking around the mall, and they had they had the whole street closed off, and then they turned around and said, no, we closed off the street because there was teenagers shooting fireworks at each other. God only knows. The Marquis, I heard they won the jackpot on slots and went back home. Yeah, the Marquis, that's probably what they did. And they were spending government money. Can you gamble? Do they got EBT card for gambling? I wouldn't be surprised. Here, Juicer, what are you talking about? Oh my God, get some J. Oh my God. Look at that. Oh, my camera's off. There we go. Wham. Love it. Not FedEx, but I love the sticker though. Hey, thank you for being here, Sam. Be safe out there. Hair Juicer, spam 1 if I should shit myself in the cop car. Oh, and yeah. Oh, I don't know what would happen. I'm scared to speculate. Gotta assert dominance, though. You know, that's the deal. Gotta assert dominance. He's like, you're going to jail, buddy. I'm like, enjoy this. I'm just rip a Skippy right there. Astrohammer, excuse me. I'm talking, Jeff. I'm talking. Yeah. It would be something else to be a moderator. I would not be able to call her anything other than Hyena Harris, though. Like, well, Hyena Harris, da-da-da-da-da. They'd be like, you cannot address her that way. Like, President Trump, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. It'd be fun. I know that. Pumpkin, if they're bringing back democracy, where did it go? And when did it leave? When they stole the election. So, let me see here. We're going to get into this next one. We have the video for the Nova H1 audio earrings, which are these, well, that's self-explanatory. Then we have an image of that product being worn. And then we have a second image that I think is the comparison. And then we have these images of these Tiffany earrings that her blue team is defending her with. And we're going to figure this all out. So let's get this first video pulled up. This is a short one. This is just advertisement for the, whatever they are. They're not digital. The smart jewelry. Somebody said that in the chat. The smart jewelry. So anyways, these are the Nova's H1 audio earrings that people are accusing Harris of wearing during the debate last night.
If you thought earrings were merely a fashion statement, think again. Nova's H1 audio earrings is the world's first wireless earphones made with real pearls. Unlike conventional earrings, these earrings are placed on the earlobes and project the sound from inside the pearl straight into your ear canal. This directional sound technology can avoid sound leakage and keep conversations and music private and secure.
Like I don't fuck with you.
Okay. So that is the product that individuals are accusing Harris of having. This is what it looks like while being worn. And that image is the closest one. Let me see. I'm going to download the image and then we can zoom in on it. But this one is it's the closest looking to what Hyena Harris has. Let me get it pulled up here. Oh, I hate this. This happens every time I try and show you guys something. Alright, just a moment. I gotta screenshot it because life's hard. Alright. Do-do-do. Alright, so this is the model with the earrings, and this is how they're displaying it. So the pearl with the gold bar is the actual earring itself. Those hoop earrings are just what the model is wearing in this image. This is directly what they are comparing to Hyena Harris. Now let me pull some of these other pictures up. This is the direct comparison. So on the right side of the screen is the image that I just showed you guys in full screen. On the left side is obviously Harris from the debate last night. And people are pointing out the similarities. And they're saying this is how she was able to do the debate last night without completely falling to pieces, is because she actually had somebody providing audio in her ear in real time, such as how to answer or how to respond or what to do or what not to do. This is what people are speculating. Now, I'm going to show you guys what Blue Team is using to defend her. Okay, so the liberals are all saying this is what she actually has. This is what she's wearing. And these are, I don't know if they have an actual name. I don't think so. But they're made by Tiffany's or whatever. I'm not a woman, so I don't know exactly what this is. But from what I understand, this is expensive jewelry. Let me see if we can find that comparison photo really quick. And we'll do a side-by-side. And then you guys can decide for yourself what you think. Doo-doo-doo. Wham. So that's what it looks like. Do you guys think that she is actually wearing these Tiffany earrings? Or do you think that they actually are the audio, whatever, the Nova H1 audio earrings? I think that they're probably just regular earrings, but some people are even saying that she might have custom ones. She may have custom Nova H1 audio earrings that don't look like the traditional ones. Now, I think that's reaching a little bit. I think that's for people who are desperate to not be proven wrong. That's just my opinion. I don't really know. I don't really know what to think. But after going through all this evidence here, I kind of don't feel that it is those audio earrings. I would like to have more proof, but I just don't think so. This bar here that connects the pearl, it's not prominent, at least not in this photo. Now, maybe it'd be worth going back and looking at the debate, especially when she's looking at President Trump and you can get better visual of her earrings and stuff. Maybe you could see more detail, but at this moment, I kind of feel that it's not the audio device, and that's just my opinion. But either way, we're going to read through the chat really quick and see what you hooligans think about all of that. I think I covered just about all the bases there of all of this stuff. So, let me see. Wham. Alright, we're going to read through the chat really quick and see what you hooligans think about all that. Now, before we do that, I want to remind you guys really quick, if you would like to join the membership program over on Rumble, all you have to do is click that big red subscribe button right below where you type in the chat. Now, if you're on Android and you're using the Rumble app, you're unable to see that big red subscribe button. So go to rumble.com, come to the live, hop in the chat, and like I said, right below where you type in the chat, you will see that big red subscribe button. Click that button and jump through the hoops, and your name will be highlighted as an official Rumble hooligan. You'll have access to our custom emojis. We have chapstick emojis, scream and goat emojis, Klaus Daniels emojis, President Trump emojis, and more. It's a lot of fun during the live, especially during a Trump live, so definitely go join the membership program over on Rumble. We're going to read through the chat really quick to see what you hooligans think about Hyena Harris potentially wearing audio devices during the debate, and then we have our funny videos coming up next. Annette, you think she does have the Nova device? It definitely could be. Snooks, these are Tiffany's pearl earrings. Can you figure out the price of those, Snooks? Mr. Beans Beans, expensive jewelry in a cheap knockoff way. Could be. Russell looks more like the Tiffany earrings. That's kind of what I was thinking. Zero, good detective work. Looks like Tiffany earrings. Yeah, and like I said, I mean, she could have custom ones. And I haven't gone back and looked at the debate footage. Maybe there's more evidence to be found to see her in real time moving around with these earrings, but I personally don't think she had the audio devices in. Cassandra, the pearl on the earrings that Camilla is wearing is bigger than the pearl on the earrings from Tiffany's. I didn't think about that. Hold on, let me pull this back up. Find that comparison photo. Where is the Tiffany earrings? Oh, that's not even the right photo. Hold on a second. I don't know. It's hard for me to tell. It's hard to tell because of the distance from the screen. I don't know. It's close. Like I said, it may be easier to tell while actually watching the debate. You'd have a better chance of catching like the bar that goes around the ear. Snooks, that's not the style she normally wears. She prefers a different kind of pearl necklace. Salted Ragu, at this point, they would have to prove me wrong. That bitch had those earrings. See, and I wouldn't be surprised if she just had an earbud in. Like I was saying about Joe Biden during his debate. He kept like sticking his finger like right in the middle of his ear in a really weird way. Like he was, pushing an earpiece in. And I wouldn't be surprised if she had that. She had her hair all down and stuff, so. Guess she said she couldn't hear Trump. Trump said he was just an earshot away. My goodness. You hooligans crack me up. Ooh. Clicking buttons. Russell, it looks a bit smaller but different. Yeah. Well, and they have a bunch of different styles too. That's the other thing is I tried to type in like Tiffany pearl earrings and got a whole page of nonsense, and I was like, oh my god, I'm not shopping for women's jewelry. And I didn't have time for all that. Thank you for being here, Annette. Hope dinner turns out fantastic. Jay Spray, she more than likely had the audio butt plug. We all know she talks out of her ass. That's right, Jay Spray. We're looking in the wrong end. That's what's going on. We're looking at the wrong end. Zero, I wouldn't put it past her to have an earpiece in her right ear. We never saw that one, and it was covered. Yeah, and that was the ear that Biden was touching, the one that was closest to Trump. It definitely could be. Here, Juicer, I hear Tiffany's has breakfast now. Well, sounds like we're going to Tiffany's. Freedom Liberty, she just loves pearl necklaces. I know, she can't get enough of them. Enter user. The covered ear could have been one. The other one could have looked similar. Yeah, enter user. Air 16. She listens to Pearl Jam. Trump girl. They make hearing aids so small that they can't be seen. So I wouldn't be surprised if she had a mic that size in her ear. Yeah, Trump girl. That's what I'm saying too. There's a higher chance of her having a head, like some sort of earpiece in to assist her than not, because of how everything's controlled. She won't debate on Fox. She won't debate with open mics. She's got to have biased moderators. They can't let her think on her own. They got to have a voice in her ear. And so I would totally not be surprised if she had an earbud in. Now, I don't know if the earrings are the audio device, but to have a little peanut in her ear telling her what to say and stuff, I would not be surprised at all. Amarain, my vote is no. I don't think they were the audio earrings. Yeah. What's up, MU? Happy freedom. Latin Curse, I'm guessing pricey. Me too. If her necklace was $62,000, if those are Tiffany earrings, I wouldn't be surprised if they were, $20,000 earrings or $10,000 or something. Meanwhile, she's telling everybody how poor they are, forgetting to mention that it was caused by her. She's up there flashing her jewelry. Crash out. Happy Osama bin Laden Day. I've never heard that. I've never heard that. Well, and now they're saying they don't even have anything to do with Iraq or Afghanistan or any of that. Well, they say Saudi Arabia did it now. That's what they're saying. Like, I don't know. 23 years later, and now we're blaming different people. Makes sense. Makes sense. interstate. Someone just get her out of office, period. Yeah. And I don't even know what she'll do after this. It's hard to say. She ain't like Jen Psaki. Jen Psaki looks like a foot. I couldn't believe the way she was looking yesterday. They had her on ABC or wherever the debate was, and they were interviewing her and someone else, asking them what they thought or like what they were expecting from the debate. And Jen Psaki needs to like cut off the fentanyl or something. She's looking rough. She looks like she stays in San Francisco on the weekends. I mean, oh my God, she was looking rough. Like somebody had beat her with the ugly chain. Her girl, she's just dangerous. Yeah. She's dangerous because she's willing to be radical and she has no brain. So that means that her puppet master could be radical as shit and she's for it. Janet, I get it. Breakfast at Tiffany's. Seeing, I don't get it. But I'm glad that you do. Devon, maybe just a plot by the left to stir up another fake conspiracy. See, and that's what I'm wondering. That's what I was talking about earlier. Is that it would be really easy for Blue Team to put this information out and kick the hornet's nest and have MAGA share this all over the internet. So everyone's out here saying, oh yeah, she had to have audio devices to help her during the debate. But later on, they could debunk that. And then what does it look like? It looks like she actually had a brain in her head. She was fighting the debate on her own. She doesn't need assistance from an earpiece. And look at how that is staged. Look at how that builds up. So it'd be really easy for them to drop, fake symptoms of a conspiracy that isn't real, that they're fabricating themselves just to undermine the MAGA movement by saying, yeah, look, they are conspiracy theories. They thought these weird things about my earrings, and now we're proving it's not true. And it makes MAGA look bad. And so I wouldn't be surprised at all if that's how it was actually going. But that's why we're doing this. That's why we're looking at this. Not so I could be like, I'm right and you're wrong. It's not about that. It's so we can gather our thoughts and try to figure this out. Is she lying? Was she, getting notes in her head through an audio earpiece or not? Are the conspiracies not true? Because the thing is the ripple effect. We all sit here, we figure this out. And then we're going to leave. We'll be on the internet the rest of the day. And as we will come across this story. And maybe we can inform people. Maybe we could be like, hey, don't fall for the bullshit, or go look up the debate and watch a couple minutes of it and see if you can get a better idea of whether or not she did have audio devices. Because maybe they are planting bullshit, or maybe she really did have a little help during the debate, but that's really what we're trying to do more than anything else. Shane, you got to pick a Jen Psaki? No. After what I saw yesterday, I got rid of all my pictures. No, she was looking rough. She was looking really rough. Janet, it's a song? Oh, well, thank you for letting me know. I was out of the loop. It was over my head. To Marquise, I dare you to show a photo of Zuck and Psaki. I don't know if Jen Psaki's his cousin or what, but they look very similar. Janet, it looks like Harris has a Halloween mask on. That neck, yeah. That neck is rough. Have you ever seen people that blow glass? I think even trumpet players get this, where their neck expands like a bullfrog. Have you ever seen that? And it's from too much air and stuff in your neck. You do it for a long period of time. It wears out these muscles. And when you so glass blowers, they blow in this steel rod and it has, molten glass at the end. But it takes so much force that if they do it for a long period of time, they'll get this bullfrog kind of effect when they blow through the tube. I'm wondering if Hyena Harris has taken so much damage to her throat hole that she's getting that bullfrog neck kind of thing from so much stress on that area. That's what I've really been wondering. I couldn't figure out a nice way to say it. I think I did all right. But I really think that's something. The Marquise, that wasn't glass. I know. Harris was the first to show me you ain't got to be blowing glass to have that kind of effect. Cassandra, if there was a voice in Camilla Harris's ear last night, that means it was more 4-on-1 than 3-on-1. Yeah. And that's if you don't count the devil whispering in her ear. Russell. I don't know why this is so funny. A potato penis. You mean a dictator? Mm-hmm. It's not Saturday, but we got the memes. Snooks, I can't find those earrings on the Tiffany site, but I'd go about $2,000 or more. Yeah, Snooks, thank you for looking. Zero. Oh, Breakfast at Tiffany's is a movie. I see. Thank you for letting me know, Zero. Cassandra, I'm not going to read that out loud, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. Matt, that throat hole. Yeah, right in that throat hole. It sounds a lot sexier than Harris's, though. Holy. Yeah, let's get into some funny stuff, as if life isn't funny enough on its own. This is our feel-good / kind of funny video. I don't really know. It's titled Bambi Al-Qaeda Trying to Win You Over. Now, before we get into this, I want to give you guys the last reminder of the day. If you would like to support the live to keep us running, you're welcome to use that Linktree link in order to send donations. And you can do that by using PayPal, Cash App, Stripe, Locals, Buy Me a Coffee, or you can even send crypto. Like I said, we're getting in this first video. I don't know if it's a feel-good video or a funny video. I'll let you guys decide. But this is titled Bambi Al-Qaeda Trying to Win You Over. Goodness. I don't care how cute it is. As long as they're out there hunting Subarus down, I'm against it. Oh, Bambi Al-Qaeda. This last one here is our official funny video of the day. And it's a good one. It's going to feel real familiar, but I love these videos. This is titled Well, there you have it. Cats for Trump. I know that's like the third one of those videos that I've shared, but I think they're awesome. I think they're awesome. Well, hooligans, I'm going to grab this Linktree link for you guys really quick. We're going to read through the chat really quick and see what you hooligans think about today's coffee. Then we will be doing the Pledge of Allegiance and wrapping things up. But we'll be live again tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern time, for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. And I think we have President Trump live tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern time. He's expected to be on stage. It's not a Trump rally. I believe he's speaking at an event or something like that. Or maybe it's a little presser. He's been doing press briefings and stuff lately, not White House style, you know, with the lying and the crying, but informative press briefings or pressers or whatever you want to call them. So maybe it's going to be that. It's not a MAGA rally, though. But either way, 5 p.m. Eastern time, we will be covering the Orange Eagle live. Right now, we're going to read through the chat and see what you hooligans think about all the coffee. But before we do that, take advantage of that link tree I just dropped in the chat. That link tree has all of my links listed. So if you would like to make donations, join membership programs, or purchase any merch, would really appreciate it. All of your guys' contributions keep us running every day except for Sunday, because we got to have a day to recharge those batteries. Definitely go join Discord. Discord is our free hooligan community. It's the best way to be notified every single time we go live. The hooligans are there keeping the conversation going 24/7, and we have a news board to keep you up to date with everything going on around the world, so definitely go join Discord. If you're feeling real saucy, go join jeffmaclive.com. Over on the website, you can watch the live, and it is the best way to experience the live. Our built-in chat has more ability than any other platform. You can post memes and GIFs and custom emojis and links and all kinds of stuff right there in the chat while watching the live. You'll also have access to Hooligans Alley, which is our own built-in social media area. It's kind of like Facebook or Twitter, but there's no fact checkers, no crying liberals, no crazy community guidelines or anything stupid like that. It's just the way that social media is supposed to be. We also have forums to encourage open discussion. We have an arcade with brand new games in there right now. We have an advanced messaging system that gives you the ability to text each other, call each other, video call each other, group texting, group calling, group video calling. And that's also where we hold our voice chat on Fridays. jeffmaclive.com is the home of the Hooligans. You should definitely go get yourself a membership. We're going to read through really quick, and we got the Pledge of Allegiance coming up, and then we will be wrapping things up. But like I said, we'll be live again tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. Snooks, you're doing the head dance. That's what she said. No, I like that song. I can't get Klaus to do the dance with me, though, you know. He doesn't want to be featured in the video. Hey, I appreciate you, Hair Juicer. Cassandra, the baby deer was so cute. Imagine if we allowed cats to have a vote in the presidential election. They'd be voting for Trump. Klaus Daniels has been ready to vote for Trump for 2 years now. His whole life. He's been ready his whole life. Thank you, Rappy. Appreciate you being here. Hey, thank you, AR16. Pumpkin, cats and dogs' lives matter. Yep. Thank you, Freedom Liberty. Appreciate you being here. Trump girl, save the cats, deport the illegal Haitians. Just deport all the illegals. Just kick them all out. Thank you, Zeus Boot. Appreciate you being here. Hurley Girl, never stop talking to each other, peeps, ever. You're right, Hurley Girl. We're all in this together. Thank you to Marquise. Appreciate you, Janet. Thank you for being here with us. To Marquise with arms wide open. Yeah. I try not to sing the song because then the whole thing goes off. Klaus Daniels joins in. It's a duet. Cassandra, I found the Tiffany's earrings and silver in silver on eBay. I'm assuming that is because they're discontinued. Oh, they're going for $280 right now. Interesting. I wonder what is it called? I can't remember what it's called now. I wonder what the going rate was when they were in stores. The retail price. That's what I was trying to think. Interesting. Thank you for looking it up, though, Cassandra. All right, Hooligans. It is that time once again. And I think we're going to flip the flag. And I know that's probably good. Someone's going to have something to say about it and blah, blah, blah. But I would prefer if everybody did the Pledge of Allegiance. And we have people that won't do it because the flag's upside down. I can't remember how I flipped the flag. Well, I might just have to do this a different time. I can't figure out how I flipped it. Wham. Nope, that was wrong. I'm doing it. Just give me a second. Refiguring this out. Ooh, I don't know what I just did there. Okay, now we gotta turn it around. Alright. Good to go. I don't want to hear any excuses. Everybody, it's time for the Pledge of Allegiance, not for excuses. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, did mute my mic. Let's get these beats going. We are good to go. We're going to read through the chat one last time just to make sure no hooligans are left behind. But like I said, we will be live again tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Time for Coffee with Hooligans. And then we got President Trump about 5 p.m. Eastern Time. It's not a MAGA rally, but he's going to be live and we're going to be covering it. So hopefully I see you right here. Thank you for letting me know, Snooks. Thank you, Trigger Crazy, for that $5 donation on Rumble. I appreciate you, Trigger Crazy. Thank you so much for the support. You're my favorite bigot out there. What you up to, Matt? You racing? Doing the thing? Oh, you got the flag out there. That's awesome. That's so awesome. I appreciate you, Zero. Alistair, the U.S. in distress. I won't pledge to a flag that's not upside down. Interesting, Alistair. I've had it. Yeah, see, now I'm on both sides of the fence. I can't remember who it was. There was like 2 or 3 people that were, I don't know, they were going after me about it. Alistair, or Astral Hammer, I'm glad Jeff Mac's not upside down. I was starting to think he was in distress. Well, if that's what I gotta do to let you guys know I'm in distress. Yes. Trump girl, the flag should be upside down until Trump's back. Yeah, but I don't want to go the next 6 months with hooligans having excuses to not do the Pledge of Allegiance with me. We've talked about this before, where Christmas was the last time I talked about this. I said something about Christmas. Christmas was coming up, and everyone's like, oh, well, you know, Jesus wasn't born in December. And other people were like, oh, I don't celebrate Christmas because I'm not a Christian. And, oh, I don't believe in God, so I'm not going to celebrate it. And, oh, this is a government holiday. This is about capitalism, da-da-da-da-da. Okay, well, everybody's got a reason to be divided and to go do fucking nothing for Christmas. But really, we could just celebrate it to have fun and celebrate each other and have something fun to do with each other, you know? And that made a difference during Christmas time. And that's how I feel about the Pledge of Allegiance. Instead of everybody trying to figure out a reason to not do the Pledge of Allegiance when the schools have already cut it out of school, how about we just do the fucking Pledge of Allegiance? Because it's already being erased without people having their own little personal thing of why, oh, I can't do it, it's a Tuesday. I don't do the Pledge of Allegiance on a Tuesday. Okay, participate in the bullshit then. That's not what I'm here doing. And so I will do the little things to accommodate those that have their specifics and their little bits and whatnot. I get that way, so I understand. So I'm willing to accommodate you. I just want us all to be on the same page and to be happy while we're doing it. So, therefore, we are doing the thing. I know, Alistair. I know. Alistair, you're not checking your messages on the website? Are you mad at me? Like, what's going on? I wrote you 2 messages. You're not reading my messages. It's not that important, but I'm just wondering what is going on. Amarain, where did you find the dancing cat and Trump clip? On Twitter. Here, I'll just post it in the chat. I provide all of the links that we show during the live in the description the next day. Like within a 24-hour period. Anything we show on the live will end up in that description within a 24-hour period, like I said. So if you guys ever need receipts because of something that we shared on the live, and you're telling somebody, you're informing somebody, you're red pilling somebody, and you need these receipts, come back to the live, and they're sitting in the Rumble description, and they will all be there. The only time they're not there is if I had to download the video because there was no other way to provide it to the live. But other than the very special circumstance, you will always be able to come back to the Rumble description from that prior live and get your receipts. Whether it's for funny videos or for informative stuff, and you're out here, you know, spreading the truth and whatnot, we got those receipts for you. So keep that in mind, you hardcore truthers out there. Yeah, no worries, Amarain. And that link I just put in there should take you right to that video. Holy, Alistair, I know you were sick. Well, I hope you start feeling better, man. Drink a lot of water. Sweat it out. It's my fatherly advice. Murdercom, here in Canada, 911 is a capitalist holiday. I got the email from a weed site. Today is all about paying tribute to the lost ones during the tragic 911 event. Remember them with your closest ones. Spark up with 10% off. Yeah, Murdercom. Yeah. Well, 2 years ago, the Pentagon came out and said if you acknowledge 911 Day, then you're potentially an extremist. They said if you participate in Christmas, Hanukkah, acknowledge 911 Day, and there was something else. And this is back when they were arresting parents for attending board meetings, the school board meetings or whatever, and they were getting all mad because the gay shit was in school, and the police were showing up and arresting those parents. That's when they came out with those statements. And now, never forget. And 2 years ago, you were a terrorist if you didn't forget. Stupid. Hey, I appreciate you, Interstate. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you, Kelly. Don't get in trouble at work, but I appreciate you being here with us. All right. I think we are good to go, you hooligans. All right. Like I said, we will be live again tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern time for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. And we have President Trump about 5 p.m. Eastern time. He's going to be live. It's not going to be a MAGA rally, but it'll still be a good time. So hopefully I see you guys right here. Huge shout out to everyone that made donations, joined the membership programs, or purchased any merch. I really appreciate all of you hooligans. And I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for you. So thank you so much for all your support, and I'll see you on the next live. Until then, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap.